We are live on episode 13. I meant to roll my tongue, but it did not work. Does not matter. Episode 13 of the Dark Gems podcast. We got a lot to talk about tonight, but let's first get into a recap of the past week. Last week we had E13 on. We listened to a ton of good music submissions, which is why we're here till 10 p.m. tonight. Make sure you submit your music in the link below. I believe we switched over to the website link, right? Next week, but we did just launch our website, www.darkgemsintl.com, our domain. We also have tickets for our tour date there for Minneapolis. July 21st, we open up our tour at Underground Music Venue. And like I said, you can get tickets on our website. But for tonight, if you want to submit music for a music review at 9 p.m., go ahead and click the link below. It should be a Stream Elements tag, I believe. https://streamelements.com. And we'll take a listen to your music. No bullshit. We're going to let you know how the mix sounds. We're going to let you know how the lyrics sound. We're going to let you know how the beat sounds. We're going to let you know how the whole song sounds and if we're feeling it or not. I have two guests we're waiting on tonight. We have the legendary veteran of the Roch, Jay Havoc, coming on tonight. We also have John Eckel. He's a fantastic graphic designer from here in town as well. He also has like a lot of good perspective on Rochester's nightlife or lack of. So we're going to be talking about that as well. A couple events to talk about besides our tour, which, like I said, get your tickets at www.darkgemsintl.com. This upcoming Tuesday is Loud Part 2 at the Garden Skate Park. This is a showcase for all the artists that have been looking to perform over the past however many weeks, DMing us, asking us where the open stages are. This is your opportunity to perform. So if you're in Rochester on that date, or you just like to generally perform in Rochester for a Rochester crowd, DM us at DarkGemsINTL on Instagram. And just follow the Instagram too. Join the cult at DarkGemsINTL. We're up to, I believe, 1057 members and growing. So check in. We also got a lot of events under our events highlight. So let's talk about that for a second. Like I said, we got tour. We got Loud Part 2. We also have a couple events up in the cities that we'd like to talk about because we have some artists from all over the state that are going to be participating. Let's see what we got. We have a Can We Kick It? August 17th. That is in Minneapolis. It's Juice Lord and Taylor Bryan. So go and check that out. The BDE boys from Mankato, they're going to be at Ribfest 2023, August 4th. They have the 6 p.m. slot. Ribfest 2023, August 4th in Mankato. Then we got a little feature at the Garage, July 29th. It's got Albacore, Speed Limit 5, War Party, Hill of Crosses, Fix the Glitch. Like I said, that is July 29th, so in a couple weeks. There's an urban street market on Hennepin Avenue this Friday, I believe, the 16th. So go check that out. It's at 3008 Hennepin Avenue. They're going to have a lot on sale there, a lot to check out. Brought to you by Urban Jungle. Underground Music Venue just put out their July events. Everything from July 5th to July 29th is posted, including our stop there on July 21st for the tour. What else we got? Jake Giller just announced his collab show up in Minneapolis with Waterwave TV. He's making a quick return with a ton of featured artists, a lot you're familiar with, including Calvino and Ken Vinyl and Rock Barboza, hosted by DJ Low and Ricky Waterwave, and sponsored by Rock Solid Music, so make sure you pay attention to that. Poorhouse, Minneapolis, July 20th, the Lost Lovers Emporium. Storm Tour is Lebo Tracks Tour, but 507 artists King Ace, Pacino, and Jaden Williams are all going to be on that tour as well. That is a national tour. If you want to check the national dates, that's going to be in our events highlight. Glowing Tide has got some stops, also in our events highlight. And like we said, we have our very own tour, the Only Way Out Midwest Party Tour with me, Dabo Fly, and Jay Havoc. July 21st is our first date. Get the tickets on the website. So, with all that being said, if I did not mention your name or your event and you make music, it's a great opportunity for you to submit to our Dark Gems playlist after our submission tonight. And, we'll take a look. And if pretty cool stuff, we'll put it on our Spotify playlist, and that gets promoted multiple times a week through multiple channels. So that's another great opportunity. Now, to the nitty gritty. I believe there was another event announced here in Rochester for August 5th with E13 and DJ Syed. That one is going to be at Chip Shots August 5th. Okay, aside from events, I'm done with this. I'm done with events. Done, Dan. We did a lot this past week, right? We got the website up, darkgemsintl.com. We announced the tour last week, right after this show. And over the weekend was just kind of recovery. Just trying to get our music together, get our sets together for the tour. And just trying to make sense of all the travel and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Check out the flyer we just posted. It's got some updated dates, some changes we had to make. And check in with us. Minneapolis, July 21st. Rochester, July 29th. It's a Saturday. We had to change the date because it was wrong on the flyer. August 4th, we are in Grand Forks. And then we take a week off. August 18th, we got a pop-up show that is a mystery date. We have not announced it. And then August 25th, we're in Winona. September 2nd, we're in Chicago. And September 9th, we're in St. Paul. We've got a couple events planned after those dates we have not announced yet. So stay tuned for that. A lot of new music in the works. I was working on 4 Dimensions project recently. He hasn't dropped in a while, but he has a 4-song EP coming out called Red Bottoms. So that should be dropping in the next month here. You have your own project that's in the works and almost dropped. You want to speak on that for a little bit? He doesn't have anything to say about it. We have our guest here, by the way. One of our guests is here. Hello. Okay, I'm going to have my DJ come get you. Okay. Tonight's gonna be some rather serious topics, I should say. And I look amazingly pale. That's incredible. I look incredibly pale in this. Anyways, we got some heavy topics to talk about around the Rochester scene. I got a lot of feedback from a lot of management and promoters here in Rochester, DJs who like the last episode. They like to hear what's really going on. They like to hear it from perspective of the artists. And that's kind of what we want to do here. We want to tell stories about what's going on here in the scene and what we're trying to build in a city where there is not much infrastructure for either entertainment or any type of nightlife. So we kind of like to put that in the spotlight and see what we can do. Tonight's guest, like I said, we got Rochester legend Jay Havoc in the building. He just dropped his album and he's going on tour with me and Dabo Fly. And we have John Eckel. He's a graphic designer and just an overall staple to the Rochester community and everything that goes on. So we're going to be talking about music. We're going to be talking events. We're going to talk about how Mayo is involved in all that. Specifically because that's what a lot of people think about, we were on a podcast up in the cities up on Sunday, and we were talking about how Mayo essentially has a big impact on the culture and who's represented here. This is a major crossover event here. This is a major crossover event. Just put that on the floor.
I was going to put it up on the camera because hashtag not sponsored.
Oh.
Modelo. Get at him.
Sponsors now, Modelo. How you doing?
Oh, dude, living the dream. Living the dream. Thank you so much for having me.
Pick a mic. We have a very distorted
All of them. Both of them.
yeah, take both of them.
Take them both.
Pause.
Take them both.
You know what I'm saying?
Testing.
Yeah.
Testing.
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 So we were talking about we have Jay Havoc going to be accompanying you tonight.
Okay.
Our original guest had to drop out because he had some money to make. But
Fair enough.
either way, we got a good show going. We were talking about tour, we were talking about events.
Again.
And hashtag not sponsored. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Talk about some of your graphic design?
Yes. All right. My name, Jonathan Echold. Met Mr. Shepard here via the Lowe's. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, our retail corporate job.
Oh,
I love it.
So many stories, but different time, a different place.
Different time, a different place.
Graphic design, now just done for funsies. Very much reinvigorated and re-inspired through Dark Gems. Because these guys, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I've seen a handful of live performances in Rochester. I've been in that community for just shy of 2 decades now. And this man right here, I'm no bullshit, no hyperbole. When I saw him perform at Hidden World, shout out to Hidden World. Go
Shout out
check him
V.
out. Shout out V.
Shout out Bird Cop.
Shout out Bird Cop. Nobody shouts louder than Bird Cop, by the way. Jesus
Nobody
Christ. This young man here brings the energy that Rochester has sorely lacked and needed for, well, ever.
Hold up.
So, that's where I come in. I'm just a fan that supports good shit. Like that's what it boils down to.
Says a lot about us. Did not want that to go everywhere.
Oh, fun.
Oh, I got one.
You got one over there. Perfect. He comes prepared.
So one of the things we wanted to bring up tonight, and I wanted to wait until you were here, is there's a lot of stories, and I wanted to get into it before Jay Havoc gets here, because Jay Havoc is a very nice guy, and he does not want to get into too much trouble, and he has very good relationships with a lot of people here in Rochester.
Okay.
And I don't want him to sacrifice any of that, because
Fair
that's
enough.
his own personal endeavors, right?
Yes.
Me, on the other hand, I'm not from here. And so I have a very different perspective on like how things are run here and how I do business with people and how I would not like to be done business with.
I am from here, but my loyalties lie strictly here in the success of all y'all, the success of anybody that deserves to be put on blast. I mean, let's have at it, I guess.
Okay. That's what we like to hear. Before you came in, I was saying we got a lot of good feedback from our last episode where we talked about LC's venue and their dealings with STB. And then we talked about 507 Creative Collective as well. Just like anybody in the industry who we think like does business very, very inconsistently, to say the least. And it was one of our best rated episodes. We got a lot of good feedback from DJs and promoters around the area who have been through similar issues. And so like we want to shine a light on that more. And I got plenty of stories. I'm sure you do too, because you were involved in the nightlife in the days of Aquarius.
Oh, yes. Man, I was a young man doing
nefarious things.
Thank you. That's an excellent way to word it. As I do have a family now, so I can't. The details of those. Well, again, another show, another time. So yes, my quote unquote dealings with Aquarius were nothing like the dealings that you're having with LCs and the like. But man, again, at this point, I am here to hype the story, because I wasn't there for the story. I've heard that it just wasn't. Okay, if you looked up the word professional in the dictionary, I'm sure it would be defined as consistent and wanting to grow and giving the best of all parties involved. And I've got to imagine that some of those last experiences that you and your fellow performers had that evening would not constitute as such.
No,
No.
not at all. The reason I mentioned Aquarius is because it's the LC's, the way they put it, because I follow their social media. They consider themselves, and let me quote them, because
Fair
I've been
enough.
very, very critical of them, and I want them to at least have the chance to explain themselves to everyone after I kind of gave my own take last week, right? They said, we'd like to introduce ourselves. There's 4 owners. They say we're the ones behind the crazy, in quotation marks, or the brackets rather, idea of bringing an event venue to downtown Rochester. So they acknowledge that, right? We are passionate about providing our community with a special place to host their private events. We love taking your dream event and making it a reality. We love to throw a good party. If you love dancing, blah, 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 you have the right place. We have the best dance floor in Rochester, and you will absolutely not be disappointed. That's where I want to start, right?
That's their quote. That's how they have set themselves up for the public to experience. Okay. So that seems very open-ended. They want to be the spot for your event, the customer, your event. And you and your team put on an event there.
Mm-hmm.
An event can be, again, very open-ended. It can be a show. It can be a performance. It could be how X-rated and how much can I just let loose on this show? Do we have a
We don't
standard?
care.
We
This
don't give
is
a
all.
fuck.
This is y'all personal discretion.
All right,
So
we could have
what are the limitations again for
I don't want to lose
copyright and all that?
monetization, or I'm not going to copyright break you.
Yeah.
But so could I say dry fisting party?
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah,
We could
We've
host
said
it-
worse than that.
Oh. God, Heather, I'm sorry. She's watching, so my apologies if this.
Yeah, that's not our goal here.
Got it. I'm neither of those things in my personal and/or pseudo-professional life, so we're good there. But back to the quote at hand here. They want to be the premier spot to host a wide range of the customer's events, and that's what you did. But these events seem to be anything but friendly and easy when it came time to living up to their end of the bargain.
Right. And I actually talked to Peanut this week after he saw the podcast. And I think he said they had to pay in the end, after they had signed their contract of what they agreed was going to go down at that show.
So there was an agreement to a number.
There was an agreement to a number and certain aspects of the show, how things were going to be run.
Okay.
When it was all said and done, he said that they actually got into an argument with the venue for about an hour after the show and after everybody had left. And
Wasn't it like screaming and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was bad. So
Professional.
yeah, absolutely. That's just not ideal if you're trying to be an event venue. And I get it, like you're worried about people in the underground that have shady business and all that, but like when you don't promote an event going on at your venue, which benefits you, it's in your best interest to promote an event going on at your venue, especially when you're making drink sales. When you don't promote an event that's going on at your venue, which they didn't, and then they changed their mind through the contract about sound check, and then at the end of the night there's a miscommunication as to when they can stay until, and then people were basically kicked out of there at midnight. Like that was crazy to me. I think It was maybe like 12:15 or something like that. They were like, yeah, everybody get out. You know what I'm saying? And I've been to so many shows, never been to a show where at a certain time of night, they're like, all right, everybody get out now, 30 seconds after the last artist is done. That is wild. That is wild behavior. So the whole point of this is like them making that claim of, we have the best dance floor in Rochester. I'm not even saying that's incorrect because they have Thursdays right now. They're basically competing with Workshop, right? So they can make that point. They can make that argument, honestly. The issue is, why is that the standard? You know what I'm saying? Why is that the standard? It shouldn't be the standard, right? So you bring up places like Aquarius, which have obviously been shut down for a while, and whatever you may think of Aquarius, it was a time. You know what I'm saying?
It was a time in history when that particular side of Rochester, and again, these are fractured memories of a life long ago, ladies and gentlemen. This is not anything fucking reliable, so please don't hold anything that I'm saying as gospel. If the previous owner of Aquarius happens to be tuning in, please be tuning in.
That person is.
I wonder where they are too. Hopefully they're at an Arby's getting an excellent 3 for $5 deal right now, because I mean, talk about hashtag sponsored. Fucking Arby's, hit us up.
That's good.
But man, Aquarius back in the day was known for some shady individuals there, and I'm not talking professionally speaking. I'm just talking the guests,
the
general audience that it attracted, like a moth to a flame of odd and self-destructive is putting it kindly. But man, some times there, and we're not saying at all that is what Elsie's is trying to be or trying to promote.
No, I think they have a standard. The problem is the standard is, as you like to say, the goalpost is constantly moving,
right,
with their standard and their business, and that's the issue. If they were like, at that point in time, like, I can complain about how much they're charging for, a certain night and all that, but if that's their standard, that's their standard.
Right, and they have every right to advertise and ask for that much money to be spent to host an event. And you as the performer there have every right to say thanks but no thanks, or yes, we agree to that, and here's a check or cash or Bitcoin or topless pictures of Pamela Anderson. I don't know how they take their payment nowadays. But it seems like when they then need more money for reasons X, Y, and Z that weren't discussed, or things that were agreed upon, things like sound check, things like a certain time to be there and be out, then weren't honored. Not only the not advertising an event doesn't do well for them, doesn't do well for their reputation, doesn't do well for you as the performer, doesn't do well for the general public to have an awesome taste in their mouth about Elsie's. It just doesn't seem very ethical from a business standpoint on any and every level. And again, I don't know these people. I don't have an inch of skin in their game at all. But Elsie's, why? Call in. 507-398-7653 is my personal number. Go ahead. Call in right now. We'll pop you up on speaker and let us know your take on this, because it just doesn't seem like you're doing the best that you can to provide the crazy service that you claim to be processing. Because if we're going to talk about a crazy performer, again, V's in Hidden World, crazy night, crazy performance, crazy fun. The most fun that I've had in Rochester in 15 plus years was that night.
Yeah.
no hyperbole, no
Insane
over exaggeration. Some of your music videos that I checked out before your live performance do not do your live performances justice. I was saying for sure whatever pictures and videos were captured from that night, those need to be your music videos. Those need to be the Blake Shepherd brand. Those videos and those experiences need to be the foundation, in my opinion, of the overall Dark Gems brand. Again, just a guy with an opinion, just a fan. But again, Elsie's 507-398-7653. Call in live. Let us know your take on it. I think it would make for an entertaining and engaging show.
I think it would make it for a good discussion. So, like, I'll say that, like, now, like, if Peanut and LCs are interested in doing, like, a cooperative podcast where we get them both on the episode and we can, like, hash out what happened there, we're open to that conversation. So, you can call John. You can DM us on Instagram at DarkGemsINTO or my personal Instagram at Blake Shepherd. And like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because it's an interesting conversation. There's, it's a comfy music underground community where most people know each other and are on good terms with each other. From the performers side of things. So like we know what's going on, and it'd be a good conversation to have in general. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, really. Give a quick shout out to the chat. I know we got Peanut in there. Shout out Evan, Shank Hill, Riggs, Matt Kuniam, and our own Dabo Fly. What up, Boosh? We're gonna quick shout out to Sterling Banks. She does a lot of music out of Iowa and the Mankato area. She is our song spotlight of the week. Her and Demo's song, what's the title? Up there? I'm blind. Home to Me, Sterling Banks featuring Demo Go Dumb. Let's run it. It's our song of the week.
Hey.
Home to Me. Right? I got it right this time.
Ha!
Home to Me, Sterling Banks featuring Demo out of Mankato. Shout out to you guys. Great summer vibe. Would you call it pop rock?
I did. I said that it had a very catchy pop rock vibe to it. I enjoyed it. Typically, that is not the kind of thing that I'd seek out and listen to, but man, I would play that on the way home.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Just another example of a good hit from our Dark Gems of the 507 playlist, which is available now on Spotify. You can also go to our artist highlight. We have it linked in there. It's all of the artists either here or from here and making a splash somewhere else. It's the hottest scene in Midwest, all captured on.
Let's answer.
Huh, that is.
Hello, hello. Hello.
It's a good prank call. That's good.
Good times. Thanks.
I bet that was MCJ. Yeah. That's something MCJ would do. Let's address Riggs' comment real quick.
Riggs, is your guest tonight Adam from G4's short-lived show X-Play? Son, no, I'm not. I'm not Adam Sessler. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and I don't. It's not really so much offended, but it's more like short-lived. Son, X-Play was around for multiple generations of video gaming fun. So we have to define short-lived, like short-lived, like the relationship between, I don't know, it seems like Dark Gems and Elsie's promotion venue, or like short-lived, like the length of time it took for the Earth. Hey, it was MCJ calling. It was.
Yeah, I called it. He's always
I
on
didn't
some fuck shit
recognize
like
the
that.
number, so I guess I'm going to save you in my phone, and I'm just going to send you random animated GIFs. Is it GIFs or GIFs?
I call them gifts.
So I mean, I'm gonna call it a GIF, no matter what. I don't care what anybody tells me. It's a GIF because it's a fucking G. It's not a J.
Yeah.
But apparently, the creator of the original GIF
Is
called
illiterate.
it GIF.
Oh, okay.
Here's my issue with that, and I agree with you 100%, white boy. Jif is a brand of peanut butter.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
See, I feed it to my dog several times a day. Shout out Rowdy Puppy Piper.
Yeah, it's GIF, man. It's definitely GIF. I have no problem being wrong about that either.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Yeah.
And not talking about peanut butter. It's not.
MCJ. That's why he asked.
Somebody put up a Twitter poll. Somebody that knows the technologies more than me. Build a Twitter poll. Next week, these guys will fucking read your responses. Is it GIF or GIF? This is the important kind of shit that we're talking about here tonight.
We're actually going to put this. Can we put that poll in the chat, actually?
Can we put that poll in the chat? I didn't know that was a thing.
Give me, I'll figure it out. I'm new to YouTube. I'm a Twitch streamer, so hold on. I'm gonna figure it out. There's a little plus button. Start a poll. Okay, so
By the way, Riggs, I love you. I know it was a joke. It's not that bad. I know, man. I've got the thinning hairline similar to Mr. Sessler. I don't have his bank account though. And here's the thing, like if I threw up a picture of myself on the Instagrams and then like put myself next to Mr. Sessler, I'm sure that if we had a second poll going, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does this motherfucker look like Adam Sessler? I'm sure that 69% of people or more would say yes.
all right, poll is up. We have it up. Is it GIF
Poll
or
is up in the
GIF?
chat.
Poll is up in the chat. 3
Nice.
votes.
I'm voting.
It's like I gotta
Vote in the chat right now. Is it GIF or GIF? I feel like we're going to have about 11-0 vote, to be honest with you. Just to touch base, it is 7:35. So if you're looking to submit music for the music review at 9 p.m., you can click the Stream Elements link in the description, https://streamelements.com. Go ahead and submit your music. We'll listen to it and give you the harshest feedback of all time.
It'll be gentle feedback from me, but harsh feedback from this motherfucker over here.
Exactly. I have no problem doing that. If you're looking to get promoted on the page, DM us. If you're looking to be on the Dark Gems the 507 playlist, also DM us. And if you are looking to see us on tour, check the flyer we just posted and go to www.darkgemsintl.com for tickets and further details.
And stay tuned for that because we are going to be slowly moving everything over to that website. So
one more time with that website for those of us that weren't paying enough attention.
www.darkgemsintl.com. And just for fun, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell, and follow our Instagram at darkgemsintl. That is where we are most active. That is where the cult is located. So make sure you follow right there.
Do it for fun. It doesn't cost you anything. And you know what would be a beautiful addition to all this backdrop here? One of those really sexy YouTube plaques, the giant platinum ones that say like 1 billion subscribers. I don't know how many numbers of subscribers these guys need to get one of those plaques, but can you imagine a fuckload of those plaques just right behind the guest here?
That'd be awesome.
So as far as I'm aware, the only ones that are like actually given out to people are the silver, gold, and then they have the diamond, which is like 100 million.
Like Joe Rogan
Or
numbers.
Not 100 million, it's like 10 million, I think.
Yeah.
And then everything afterwards has been like certain people that have achieved a great
This
amount.
could be fun.
So, Mr. Beast got one. I'm pretty sure
You're live.
everybody knows that. What's his name? PewDiePie has gotten multiple ones. So
That's so scary.
they're all based between like per like creator. So there are people that have like 80 million subscribers and they don't have the 50 million cool play button like PewDiePie has. It's just like depending on how much clout you got and what you bring to the platform. So if we could get all three of the first three though, that'd be dope as fuck.
Absolutely.
And then
People
if we
used
want to
to-
talk about, bro, could you imagine if we hit our special one and it's a giant dark gem as a play button?
A giant onyx
We're gonna
gem.
get there. We're gonna get there.
the one
Write that.
that's on
Somebody write
screen
that
right now?
down. Yeah.
So far,
YouTube,
we
are you
have
listening?
9 votes. Ladies and gentlemen, is it GIF with a G or GIF with a G or GIF with a J? Forgive me, I barely graduated and English is not my first language.
Nonsenses.
Nonsense is my first language. Thank you. God, if I could make $1 for every nonsensical statement I've ever made, I would be richer than the guy that owns YouTube. Oh, fuck
Yes, we are playing in Roch. July 28th, we are at Hidden World Vinyl. July 29th, whoa. Saturday, July 29th is our second tour stop. We are in Rochester. We're here in home. So stop by for that one. Absolutely, Matt. Got to see you, my guy. Okay. We're on our way then. We just need 99,900 or 888 more subscribers. Which should be another reminder to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell. We're live every Wednesday. And we're going to have more extra content coming soon. And
All right.
possibly a revival of our vlog series. We'll see.
Who voted for GIF?
Who did?
You're getting banned.
MCJ.
No,
3 times.
we can't ban anybody, son. We love everybody's opinions, even if they're wrong.
Nah, not this one. Sorry.
This one's non-debatable.
this one's personal.
It's the same number.
It's fucking
from Dodge
MCJ.
Center every time.
It's the same number from Dodge Center every time. So, which one of y'all from Dodge Center at the 507-418?
pranking us.
This is the greatest noise. Oh, dude, somebody should sample
They
that.
don't play it long enough.
Play it long enough. I need the headbang.
Play the prank call longer.
There's a Cyber Grind show that day. Well,
Dude,
clone yourself. Be there. Be there at both.
well,
Cardboard cutout. Cardboard cutout.
Yeah, with a camera.
I think we should talk about the Rochester Illuminati that controls the culture here.
Yes. I'm all ears.
He's tuned in.
Totally tuned in.
So like, whenever like when we were up at the cities, I already prefaced this a little bit. We were we were on a podcast. We were the guests.
Okay.
It was me, Dabo Fly, White Boy, and we were on the Blue Hill Ave podcast. Shout out them. That episode should be coming out soon. We're gonna talk about the tour and all that.
Hashtag not sponsored by my
Hashtag not sponsored. And they were like, well, he's like, whatever you guys got going on down there, he's like, you obviously got a monopoly on everything entertainment wise, because I didn't know about anything else down there besides Mayo Clinic. And that seems to be, that seems to be the staple for a lot of people. They're like, oh, well, I don't know. The only thing I know about Rochester is Mayo Clinic, Mayo Clinic, Mayo Clinic, Mayo Clinic. And if you try to do anything in the city that's crazy, like entertainment wise, like the first topic of conversation is, oh, well, is Mayo going to let that happen?
And here's the thing. We're not even putting on anything that crazy.
We're not.
There's no donkey show. There's not
no
yet.
donkey show.
Not yet.
There's not.
Maybe once we hit that 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Then maybe there'll be a donkey show. And by donkey show, I mean, I don't know what I mean. Talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold up.
But we need a donkey show, and Mayo would probably block our donkey show.
Daddy, chill.
And here's the thing. I don't even think that Mayo is that big of a threat for shutting down events, because a lot has been happening more recently. And I happened to book a black metal band like 20 feet away from the doorstep. And like, I say that a lot, and I tell a lot of people that, and I'm going to keep telling people that, because when I first moved here, all I heard was like, oh, you can't do anything in Rochester. You can't do this. You can't do that. Bro, they could have, like, if they were that down and that, like, oh, we don't want anything happening here, maybe they would have overrid the permit or something like that. They would have found some loophole or excuse to get Bird Cop off of our airways, basically. Whoever's got that Dodge Center number, it's 507-418-7604. That is their number. Give them a call, because they keep calling us. And like, bro, come on now.
Text him pictures of your dirty feet.
I like how that guy's channel is called Bout That Action. Yeah. Because, like, here's the thing. Like I already said, I think anything's possible here. That's why I'm still here. And that's why we have this
100%.
podcast. And that's why we do events. I don't think Mayo is necessarily against events. They're just against, like, bad things happening. So there's just got to be, like, a caveat to everything. Like, we keep talking about Roch Red Light because we shoot for the moon over here. And, like, if there was an entertainment district that was prioritized here, it doesn't even have to be downtown. That's the thing. Like, if downtown is meant to be low key and only like Thursdays on First and stuff like that, then cool. Like, let's build something, on the northeast side. Let's build something like off of West Circle. Let's build something farther south by Stewartville or by the airport or something. Like, bro, there's plenty of possibilities. What if we did the show at Soldiers Field? What if? Bro?
What if?
It's only $3,700 to rent out all of Graham Park for a day. All of Graham Park. You could do a huge festival at Graham Park.
You could absolutely do a huge festival.
Multiple days, 3 days, reserved 3 days. That's $11,000, $12,000, something like that. It's very possible.
You
It's
get
just
that
nobody's
event
biting it.
sponsored by every hotel, every motel, every Airbnb within a 50-mile radius of the area. You get all the performers, all the fans, all the equipment to come down. You get them to rent out a spot. Come on, man. It's good for the economics everywhere. And I'm not an economics major. I just know that I see the Apache Mall parking lot full every weekend. So there's money to spend. There's people that want to be entertained. There's people like me that have been here for damn near 2 decades that are hyper thankful for people like Blake Shepard and Dark Gems being that breath of fresh air that the area has needed for so long. I remember when Jade Presents was a new booker, for a lack of a more technical term, and large-scale bands, Slipknot, Mudvayne, Seether, your top 100 bands were coming to town. They were packing, and I mean packing elbows to assholes in the Mayo Civic Center in the large rooms.
Yeah.
This can be done again and again and again and again if we would just put our money where our mouth is and sponsor these folks and get these permits and do this thing consistently. Doing it once, all right, that's cool. I think anybody can do almost anything once. I mean, I could dive off the roof of this building once, literally.
Right.
That's it. But we need it to be something that in 10 years, there's another guest on this podcast or a spin-off of this podcast talking about how incredible that 2023 show, that 2024 show was, and that you missed out on it. And man, this 2034 show is nuts, but you fuckers all missed it in 2024. You were sleeping.
Right.
Not the 9 of you that voted in the poll of GIF versus GIF. But the rest of y'all that haven't clicked like and subscribe yet, y'all missing out.
There's a lot of. I think what's interesting here is, I don't think this is just my personal opinion, and I don't have anything to back it up based other than like my personal experience and just what I think in general. But I think that there's a lot of things that happen here that are swept under the rug and are just
like Elsie's not promoting the event.
I'm talking even deeper than that, though.
Ooh, Rochester Illuminati conspiracy.
Yeah, like I think there's certain things that happen, like bad things that happen here that they don't really talk about. And maybe their whole thing is like, we don't want to like glorify violence or bad things happening here and all that. But like, bro, I've known people that like live like in Slatterly on the southeast side and stuff like that, and like oh yeah, like there's like shooting, people are shooting out here all the time. You know what I'm saying?
We're not talking about music videos either, folks.
No, we're talking about weapons. And like that would never be something that crosses your mind when you watch the news or anything like that. Of course, I'm from Chicago. You watch the news every night and somebody got killed. But I'm not saying that's happening here. But I'm saying that I've heard a lot of stories about things happening and they just don't get covered on the news at all, whether based off of priority or based off of image for Mayo or the city. And that's purely my speculation, but I'm just saying things I've heard and things I've seen on the news are not lining up, really. For example, there was a guy, this idiot, who was on like hella drugs, and he drove the wrong way on one of the exits on 52, like almost by like where we work. And he was driving a white van, and he stopped, and he got out of the van. And the only reason I know all these details is because I saw the police camera video, which was not even released by like the Rochester News. They didn't put it on the Rochester News. They didn't talk about it in the newspaper, none of that. But the Twin Cities, if you search on YouTube, Minneapolis St. Paul News, they released the video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. And you see this guy get out of his truck, and he's walking towards the police officer, and he's got an axe. I remember that detail. He was wielding an axe, and he was going to go like after the cop, right? He was like, in the video, he's like, "You're gonna have to kill me, man. You're gonna have to kill me." And he's just spinning this axe around. The cop, I don't blame him for pulling the trigger on this dude. I probably would too, to some extent, because he didn't even empty the clip to start. He shot him like a couple times. And he's like, "Stop!" And obviously the dude's on drugs, so he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. So a lot of it gets blacked out by a box because it's very graphic. But the guy keeps moving towards him after like 10 rounds. Like I said, obviously on something. And then eventually backup came and, they took care of him. But I remember that story coming out, like people talking about it. And it was like, oh yeah, this dude, off 52, like he went crazy and he died or something like that. But it was like, this was a legit like police shooting on one of the on-ramps off of 52, and like nobody really talked about it. It was like the next day, I was like, okay, cool.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Fucking crazy. And by the way, folks, those of you that run the Rochester / Mayo Illuminati, this is not at all the kind of energy that Dark Gems International or my boys are trying to bring to town at all. Not at all. But this is the kind of thing that from time to time happens here. So why aren't we being as transparent as we could be and portraying these officers as the heroes that they were in that instance? Not every officer every time, but in that particular instance, it sounds like they kept somebody that had a death wish on the right side of the dirt, and he didn't hurt anyone else. It seems like that man pumped himself up with some less than good narcotics, got himself an awfully sharp Lizzie Borden type weapon, got behind the wheel of a car, drove past a whole bunch of residential areas, and then made a choice. And then so did those professionals who seem to have been adequately trained to handle that situation. But again, why is it that I, a resident of the Rochester area for many a years, am hearing about this on my friend's podcast and not in the news?
Yeah. There's some other stories I've heard that are more conspiracy based that I did not see myself. I'm just gonna say them because full disclosure, I know these are actually true. No,
But they're fun to talk about.
But they're fun to talk about, and if they did happen, it's a good story. So the first one is a friend of mine. His dad works at Mayo, and he's a fairly high ranked person within the business side of Mayo. So he knows when certain people of importance are going in and out of Mayo, say, I don't know, a former politician or maybe like a Saudi prince or something like that, right? These people do come to town because Mayo Clinic is considered the best hospital on the planet, right? And
I've heard that a time or two.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know which you walk through the Skyways, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah. If you go to one of the parking garages that's by where Dooley's used to be, that 2nd Street parking garage, and you walk up into like the 3rd level and you try to take the Skyway east into where like what's that one bar?
I'm
like,
directionally challenged, but I'll believe you.
Okay. If you try to take that Skyway east out of that 2nd Street parking garage, a lot of the times the doors are locked in the connecting building.
Okay.
And that building is used as like it's like an office space rental area type deal. Right?
Okay.
It's
okay.
not officially anything really.
Sure.
But what the rumor that I heard was that anything that would be considered nefarious and only
Anything
set
that wants to stay
aside-
low key.
yeah, anything that wants to be low key or like set aside while certain people of ultra importance visit Mayo happens in that general area. And I've always thought that was like there's not a lot of places in like the Skyway that get locked up. Like you could walk into parts of the hospital just from the outside through the Skyways, right?
Absolutely,
There's a
you
lot
can.
that's accessible.
100%.
The downstairs of the subway, like there's nothing going on. There's no reason anybody should be down there at all because all the businesses are closed. Everything down there. Not functioning at night, not selling product, nothing, right? But they still leave it open. But this specific area, they lock it up a lot.
Okay.
And so that was something that kind of piqued my interest because why are you locking up certain areas of the Skyway? So there's that. Then there was another story I heard from different friend. his coworker used to work at a donut shop downtown. I don't know if it was a Dunkin' Donuts or independent donut shop, and it was really popular. If somebody is
Let's call it Popular Donuts.
popular donut shop, and like this is the type of shop that was like, I think it was like mom and pop, and I don't know if it's still around anymore. And like everybody knew it. Like Tim Waltz would, when he came down to Rochester, he would go to this donut shop, and like they knew his favorite donut and all that shit. So
what do you think Tim Waltz's favorite donut was?
Somebody told me from the story, and I forget what it was. It was something very
Ooh.
simple. It was like a
bear claw.
something like
okay.
that. Yeah. And
Hey, chat. Let us know what your favorite donut is. Everybody in the chat, throw it up.
favorite donut is in the chat. So the story goes is this person that worked at this donut shop, who now currently works with my friend, she's an older woman, but she's, she worked in this donut shop for a long time.
Okay.
There would be a lot of times, police officers would come in, sorry for the stereotype. Oh yeah, Jay Havoc is here.
Oh shit.
So the story goes as these cops come in and they're talking about some of the cases they're working on. One of them is a detective, and he says that they're talking about this teenager that got murdered on the southeast side.
Wow.
And there was this is maybe like 15 years ago. And it was a cartel incident. He was like a local kid, and he got into a really bad scenario. And the nature of his murder was just incredibly graphic. Like they had cut him up in ways that like I don't even want to say on this podcast.
I heard rumors about parts being removed from areas.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
stuck into other areas. Chat, go ahead. Use your imagination. I just...
Yeah. And that's essentially the story. There was this kid that got involved with cartel. He was brutally murdered and torn apart, unfortunately. And they left him out on the sidewalk. He was just out on the sidewalk on the southeast side. And, cops came to the scene. They cleaned it all up and all that. It was never picked up on the news. Never reported on Post Bulletin. Not reported on local news. Nothing. So, could this lady just be completely lying? Could these cops been fucking lying and all that other stuff? Maybe. But
possibly.
The fact that like things going on here that don't fit a certain narrative are not always reported on the news
seems to be a running theme in the 507.
It is. It absolutely is.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
So with that, it is 7:58, almost 8 o'clock. If you have music to submit tonight, hit the link in the description. It is the Stream Elements link, https://streamelements.com, and send us your music. We're going to be brutally honest. He's going to be kind of nice. And moving into our next hour here, we should have Jay Havoc on the show, but for now, we're going to switch to a heat break. And we're going to show you some special music videos that we think are worthy for your attention. That's okay. That's okay.
We forgive you.
Yeah. Heat break starts at 8 technically, so. You know.
Talk to him, Majo. Talk to him, Majo. Talk to him, Majo.
Okay. Okay, I ain't shit, yeah. We chillin' on. That nigga, man. Yeah. Money man. Bands, racks, loud. Everybody wanna be a gangster. 50 Cent said these niggas wanksters. That boy came to court and point his finger. Nigga, you ain't no rapper, you a singer. Watch them niggas on the 8, they'll stain you. Get caught without that pole, they gon' change you. Eating calamari with my thick bitch. 30 grams in a pot, that's a quick flip. Reaching for my V's, get the whole clip. Op niggas broke, want a biscuit. I can count money with my eyes closed. Put a peephole on my back door. Try to ollie hoop me off the backbone. If you ain't wanna die, what you lack for? Bought my bitch a Birkin, she ain't asked for. Scared of them shots while you crash for. He got hit up in his face with the first shot. Glock up on my switch, left his back hot. I do my money dance, bitch, I don't diddy bop. No lil' city boy, we got the city hot. Nowadays niggas talk a lot, but they don't do a lot. All that talking got your brother shot and now the people hot. Hit you with this switchy if you with it. All this money out here, niggas better go get it. He had his back door open, they put one in his fitted. Close my eyes, nigga, all I see is digits. Brucci's on the beamer looking like some midget. Swim with the sharks and we baiting all the fishes. Draco in the nigga house party like Kid and Play. You want a feature, then my nigga know you gotta pay. I drove a hot car, licked some shots and flew back where I stay. It ain't my 8 day, but every day nigga having cake. I told all them broke ass hating niggas stay out my way. I saw them blues in they videos, that shit was fake. They couldn't find a son, so OG caught one to the face. The bullets burn, nigga, like a can of mace. You can't be worrying about no nigga, move at your own pace. 10 books, 100 bills, nigga, that's real weight. I just made 20 off a back end. They say he tried to run Lil Wally, blew his back in. They said they was getting money, but they was capping. He got shot up in his neck cause he was lacking. All my family said I'm for that bread we stacking. They say them Wally gang niggas got them racks in. Everybody wanna be a gangster. 50 Cent said these niggas wanksters. That boy came to court and point his finger. Nigga, you ain't no rapper, you a singer. Watch them niggas on the 8, they'll stain you. Get caught without that pole, they gon' change you.
Hey bitch, this that Jazella production. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shut up and take my money. Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking to my demons. Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking to my demons.
Had to go for my wrist, had to go cop that whip, had to upgrade my bitch, ops out I can't slip, for the gang I won't switch, new cup just one sip, had to go take that trip, my crew we don't snitch, want you to notice that lately you bogus, yeah, don't know your motive, thought I would notice, but this is your lowest, yeah, my heart's the coldest, real friends are chosen, yeah, my friends are chosen, yeah.
Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking to my demons. Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking to my demons.
Swear that they want me to change, but I never change. I will not fold on the game. Funny how they talking about me, but they never saying the shit to my face. Ay. I just been learning my place. Ay. I just been learning my place. Ay. They asking to link up, I don't ever meet them. Then ask them all how does it taste. Ay. Fuck them, don't need them. I am so evil. I'm feeling like freezing. Yeah, evil Knievel. I do not feel alright. Diamonds on my neck full of ice. Shoes with the checks all white. Shoes with the checks all white. Yeah, I don't really fuck with no bitches. Homie talk shit, he gon' end up in dishes. I can be fucking with snitches. They don't know Joe from the trenches. Fucking your hoe and she tryna take pictures. She on her knees, but she ain't religious. People talk shit on this like that I'm living. Guess it just all don't see the vision.
Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking to my demons. Bunch of fake friends, playing pretend, talking shit about me, wanna hang out on the weekend. Yeah, they scheming, steady scheming. I've been in my room alone, I'm talking
talking to my demons.
Shut up and take my money.
Do I want you in my company? You ain't got love for me. You won't get love for free. Yeah, yeah. Do I want you in my company? You ain't got love for me. You won't get love for free. How do I say this? I do not play with people that throw dirt all in my name. It's not in the plan, it's not who I am. You can send that memo over to Pam. I'm politicking about what's with the fam. Jay got the blueprint, I want it in hand. This is that new shit that's all in demand. I'll give it a new twist and bring it to fans. Yeah, yeah. I got the bands, you know, playing for me. Now I'm playing for keeps. I was playing for free, now I will for a fee. Do it to split it with all of my peeps. Promise you all, we all get a piece. I just want peace, more than cheap. What do you need? I gotta eat, I gotta live, I gotta sleep. I'm trying to enjoy the life that I lead. I want to shout out in somebody's speech. Yeah, you can say that you got it from me. A spark is what triggers a lot of the keys. When they on stage, bet a lot of them freeze. But for my team, yeah, got them at ease. All that we seek is the aim for the peak. But if you a product of greed, well, do I want you in my company? You ain't got love for me. You won't get love for free. Yeah, yeah. Do I want you in my company? You ain't got love for me. You won't get love for free. I don't need yes men. I am open for suggestions. What it do? What's your question? Switch it up, that's my weapon. I don't fuck with that under breath shit. Let me hear you. You gon' do what? I don't fear you. I dealt with that from my peer group. If you chill out, I'ma cheer you. Where you from? What you trying to get into? I'm trying to take over this shit with a pencil and make it so even your ass is essential. I'm honestly cool, but I got some regrets too. Surviving through this check to check, so I'm out for the bread. Trying to do it respectful, with a head full of pressure, my senses I clutch. I want some good news, I'm knowing that much. All that we've been through, we can't lose our touch. Some people think the support is a crutch. I'll take that thinking and light that shit up. Whether you friend or you wifing me up, we'll keep that energy right in the cut. This is the moment we start moving up. What? Do you want me in your company?
Toes. Wise man, did you reap what you sow? Stay on your toes, you know? Yeah. Ain't no sympathy out here, the world is cold. A wise man said you reap what you sow. It don't matter what's on your feet, stay on your toes. I'm always high, rocking Air Force One's low. Time's borrowed, yeah, and then it's old. We start young, yeah, then we get old. Better do it now, yeah, you never know. Better do it now, yeah, cause you never know. The more you know, yeah, the less you grow. Think we starting the process, stopping it glow. I got my pedal to the floor, I'm playing defense. And when the cops came that way, I hit the fence. Yeah, hey, jumping over barriers. Keep the signal like I was a carrier. Yeah, wireless cellular. Everywhere, I'm omnipresent. Ain't no sympathy out here, the world is cold. A wise man said you reap what you sow. It don't matter what's on your feet, stay on your toes. I'm always high, rocking Air Force One's low. Time's borrowed, yeah, and then it's old. We start young, yeah, then we get old. Better do it now, yeah, you never know. Better do it now, cause you never know. Living through the light, trying to find a night. I be high as kite on the track like bike. My bars be the toughest, call it Riker Island. If you have no writer's block, I'm screaming free you. Just know I got some bars that I can lend you. I get turned up, you should book me at your venue. Yeah, I real performance, I work my earnings. You know, plus more, yeah, plus more. Weirdo.
Submit. Where are we at for submissions, my friend? We have 3 submissions. So if you want to be a part of that queue, send in your music now with the Stream Elements link below. https://streamelements.com. And I'm going to be relentlessly brutal towards whatever you submit. So if you don't have anything to submit, go to Audacity right now and film or record a freestyle and send it in. And I'm not even joking.
No, we're not joking at all. Talk some mad shit, submit it, make me giggle, rhyme about plain donuts. I need someone out there to spit hot fucking bars about plain donuts. I believe in you.
Jay Havoc is also going to join the show in a couple minutes here. He's on his way through the vast fields of southeast Rochester or southeast Minnesota to get here. And we're going to talk a little bit about what he has going on, even though what he has going on is what we got going on. We're going to be on tour starting next week in Minneapolis at Underground Music Venue. July 21st is when the tour kicks off, so make sure you get your tickets at www.darkgemsintl.com.
One more time with the website.
www.darkgemsintl.com. New website up right now. We got the domain. It is our asset. It is our asset. The domain name is ours. Anyways. We got a full hour to fill. And I'm surprised because I covered a lot of our main stories in the first little bit there.
All right, so let's do it like this. Do you mind if I throw some questions at you?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So I've just gotten to know you as a performer over the last several months. Let me ask you, where did your inspiration come from? Was there a moment where you were like, man, I see other human beings doing something that I think I'm capable of doing, therefore I'm going to go out and do it? I read your bio on Spotify, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throwing up some garage band type beats when you were a preteen and a teenager, embracing the technology, embracing the lack of a barrier to entry, right? I mean, there's a free version of everything. There's a free trial of every app out there. People that are watching Bluey on Nick Jr. have the fucking universe in their hand with a 5G connection. That was not always the case. So for those of us that are just fans of the style and the genre and the people, let me ask you, man, where is it that you got your inspiration from to go from being somebody that listened to the music to being someone that wanted to create the music?
So in 2014, I was like a freshman in high school. And one of my friends, who happens to be, however you may think of him, because everybody interrupts my story when I mention this detail, even though it's a very important detail. Shh. One of my friends who happens to be the second cousin of Chris Brown, they're both from Tappahannock, Virginia. Their aunts are sisters. He did R&B covers because he could also sing. And I went to one of his local shows and I was like, dude, what if I made beats for you? He's like, okay. And so I downloaded an app on my phone and made some really garbage beats. And then I bought a shitty software from Best Buy and made some some more shitty beats. Yeah, cut up some Wale instrumentals from the time and thought I knew what I was doing. And from there, yeah, from like just making shitty beats for like 2 years straight. After a while, I was like, you know what, there needs to be vocals on here, and I didn't really have a lot of vocalists in my circle besides John and other John.
Yeah, not me.
Not you.
No.
And I was like, well, I guess I can just start writing my own lyrics then. And then around like 2017, 2018, I was like, okay, I guess I'm just a full on, producer, recording artist. And that's what I'm going to do.
So you got the bug before 2014. 2014, you saw a local show and you thought to yourself, I can fucking do this too. And then, as I mentioned, the barrier to entry no longer exists. There is no barrier to entry. If you're watching this show right now, if you can hear my voice, you have the technology available to you to do this or something like this. And then, over the course of a handful of years, you just kept plugging away. Whether it was with high-end equipment, whether it was with low-end equipment, whether it was with open box clearance stuff at a big box retailer, whether it was an app on your phone, or whatever, you just went out and did the thing.
Yeah.
That very much sounds like what it takes to start doing the thing. And I've now interacted with you a decade later in 2023 and maybe the word seasoned isn't appropriate, but experienced? Can we agree on the label of experienced?
I think you could agree on that label. I've performed probably at least over 50 times now. Been on stage, putting on my music in some shape or form. And so, like, yeah, I would say, like, industry-wise, I know what I'm doing. And, like, if my goal was to, like,
let's talk about that. What is the goal?
It's complex because I run Dark Gems, too, okay?
Right.
But to finish my first statement, like, if I wanted to just be a rapper, right? And, like, I looked at, like, what the industry creates right now, like, what's popular. I could make that. I could make that type of stuff. But I have no interest in that because, like, philosophically, the people that are making it right now and that are at the top of Billboard and whatever with a certain style, they have set the blueprint for everything. So if I just said, I'm going to be a rapper, or I'm going to be a recording artist or producer, and I just followed what was popular at a given time, I've already set a ceiling for myself because I'm not the first person to do it. I'm not the innovator.
Exactly. Right.
So my first thing was like, I need to innovate genre and stuff like that. And until like last fall, I didn't even know what exactly that meant and what I wanted to do. And Dirty Club was formed out of that. But the second part of that, besides innovating genre, is I want to be part of a movement that matters. And that's what this is. Here with Dark Gems and what we're doing here in Rochester and all that. And, that's basically just creating something out of nothing. Even if I was in Minneapolis, it'd be the same thing. I just think the reason I'm still here is because when I came here, everything was so fucking difficult, and it's still kind of difficult with the infrastructure here and the venues here. And the lack of promoters here also, that I just kind of have a chip on my shoulder with this place where it's like, okay, why don't we make this the hottest scene in the Midwest? You know what I'm saying? We've been saying that around a lot of people in the cities too, and they don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It's kind of funny because Dan came up with that phrase like almost 2 years ago when we were filming one of my music videos. He's like, the hottest scene in the Midwest. And we're like, what the heck are you talking about, dude? And then we just all kind of went with it, and now it's our tagline for everything because it's a movement. And it's something we actually believe in. It's something the artists believe in. And we plan on following up and making that a reality.
That's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal to hear. So let's backtrack 2 steps then. Earlier in the show, we spoke to the concept or the idea of a Rochester red light district. if all the cards fell into place, if all the chips fell exactly where you and the team wanted them, what would an ideal Rochester red light district look like to you?
So here's some backstory, and I'm going to answer your question because I was going to circle back to that because that's the title of the show.
Tremendous.
In 2020, when I was with my previous promotion company, 507 Creative Collective, which you still owe me $400. That's 40 burritos. In Zay measurement, that's 40 burritos. Shout out Zay 3.
I'm sorry, I want to do the math on that. $400 is 4 burritos? What the
40,
fuck is
40?
Oh, 4D. God damn,
40
I was going to say,
burritos.
what does a $100 burrito taste like?
Gotta be like this big. Just absolutely massive. But yeah, when I was with 507 Creative Collective, summer of 2020, the pandemic had hit, and we were all sitting on a couch at somebody's house. And I was like, hey, like, we could really make this happen, like, build a scene here and all this other stuff. Basically, what's coming into reality right now, it just took so long because we had to weed out all the people that weren't serious and all the people that brought nothing of value to the table. 2020, we're sitting there, and I say to this one artist who I don't even know where this artist is anymore, so I'm not even going to name drop him. He's sitting on the couch, and we're doing an interview with him, me and my former business partner, and I said, hey, if we had 5 artists that took this seriously and loved doing this and could say that with a straight face and put together their promo plans and got professional releases out, or dropping videos and all that, if we had just 5 of those people, right, we would be going places.
Absolutely.
You can make a scene out of 5 artists that are serious. Now, we have more than 5 people that fall into that category now. There's from the rap side of things, which is what I'm most familiar with, we have at least 15 to 20 artists that are like that now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so now we're at a point where we've met our quota with, like, fostering these artists and making sure they have resources and everything, and, you know, they have all the information and the promotion they need. Now we're at a lack of promoters and somewhat of a lack of venues. I was talking to this one DJ company owner last week. Shout out Sonny Eventi. He does a ton of events here in Rochester, and he has a ton of resources that make that possible. And he kind of disputes the lack of venue things because he's able to get into a lot of venues. I still think there could be more venues in my personal opinion, more options. Especially when you have places like LC's that have no problem claiming they're the best dance floor in Rochester when they don't even do that
Crazy is
full
what
time,
they say. Crazy.
right? So that's just the facts. I still think we have a lack of venues, and we absolutely have a lack of promoters. So to get to that Rochester red light thing, which is the capital of this, or the title of this podcast, right? I've been saying this for like the past 6 months, I think. This is an idea of mine. You need to develop a specific entertainment district, whether it's a block or 2 downtown or a block or 2 on the northwest side by the airport, wherever you want to do it, right?
Sure.
Because there's the economic opportunity for that. Like, I've done the research on this. If you go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics,
Okay.
it tells you that in the United States, on average, for a city, the GDP that a city brings in from entertainment is 7%.
Okay.
It's 7% of their GDP.
Okay.
For Rochester, Minnesota, it is 0.3%.
0.3 is
0.3%
drastically
of-
smaller than 7.
Right. 0.3% of Rochester.
Chad, help me out. Do the math on that.
How?
How lacking is Rochester? I am not a mathematician. I'm a pseudo professional shit talker. I am not a mathematician.
Right. So that's a huge disparity, right? If it was like 3-4%, it'd be like, okay, maybe
Right.
not really
Then
an
we're in the
entertainment city.
running.
No,
Absolutely.
there's obvious points of emphasis that need to be made there. So my proposal is simply this. I think we already have the people here that want to promote too. They just don't know where to start. If you have 2 or 3 promoters that want to do that full time, and are willing to grind for like a year or 2, they will be profiting a lot in the following years. if you also have on the other end the developers that are willing to work with the city on the brick and mortar side of things and say, hey, this designated area here, we need to develop this and foster the talent that we have here and foster, even if you're not a huge believer in the local town, you could say, oh, everybody has here, blah, 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 whatever, right? Even if you say that, the audience is here. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't want to promote local stuff, the audience is here where you should support those businesses because they are going to bring in money. And a disparity of 6.7% from national average of entertainment GDP is crazy. It's absolutely absurd. So with that being said, I know it can happen because there's always a loophole for everything. Even if you say Mayo stops everything, there's always a loophole and money talks. And if you find a big enough shark, they're going to eat. Okay? So that's basically my whole proposal. 2025 is when Minnesota is going to start building smoke shops and THC legal places where you can have those type of sales. That would definitely be part of it. We are about to have our first 24-hour Mexican restaurant open, Gilberto's.
Oh,
I'm from Chicago.
thank you.
That's like a staple. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple more of
these
those.
boys. I want to see a parking lot party as your opening week.
Yeah.
24 hours spicy burritos. Little chorizo. I want breakfast burritos available at 2:17 a.m. I want to get done drinking really delicious Modelo's. By the way, hashtag not sponsored, and I'm not flexible enough to bend over and grab this case right now. I'd pop it up on camera. But that's what I would love to see is at 2:15 in the morning, everybody shows up to this parking lot. Breakfast burritos for dinner.
Yes. So, in review, you get 2 or 3 solid promoters full time. You have the support from the infrastructure, real estate area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have an overall city plan to foster this district, right? You're going to bring in a ton of money annually.
You're
and
more than welcome to
that's very, very attainable.
Absolutely.
Everybody I talk to here, I've had multiple people in the past 2 weeks tell me, "Oh, you can't build an entertainment district here." Da 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 da. I'm from Rochester. I've never da 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 da. I'm not from Rochester, and that's why I'm the crazy person saying this. Okay, so you could say, I'm from Rochester. This has never happened in my lifetime. Yes, because it hasn't happened yet.
Right. It hasn't happened
yet. It hasn't
yet.
happened yet. Not it won't ever happen. You may have lived 20 plus years in the past from now, but you haven't lived in the 20 years in the future.
Right.
So you can't say that for sure. And it's a developing city.
No
you know,
shots
20
against
years
time
ago,
travelers.
how many people live here? 60, 70,000? It's almost doubled since then. Right? This is not necessarily a small town anymore. This is a small city.
It's not a small town. It's not a small city. As we discussed before via the Rochester Illuminati, there are far too many
missed a lot.
people coming in and out. Mr. J Havoc, he missed a little bit.
Let's introduce Jay Havoc,
Let's
Rochester
introduce
legend.
J Havoc.
Hottest scene in the Midwest shaman.
They might know me as the Shaman King, actually.
Oh,
Yes.
That's a throwback right there.
Yes. How you doing, man? We just let you slide in. We didn't even acknowledge you.
We didn't.
I'm
My
good.
apologies.
I mean, shit, I just slid in. I didn't even get to hear about the Illuminati, so that's cool.
You'll have to check out the episode,
Yeah,
rewind
you
a
have
little
to-
bit.
Damn.
You have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, dude.
Let me just watch it while I'm doing it. Like and subscribe. I got to join the cult.
Like and subscribe.
We are at the
Smash that
8:30
bell
mark.
as well.
So send in your music for our 9 p.m. music review. How many people we got in the queue? Did somebody drop out?
At one point, we had 3. Now you say we have 2. That's math. I'm not a math guy, but that's less than
That
3.
doesn't. Okay, we got two entries in the queue right now. If you want to make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like it should be, submit at the Stream Elements link below, https://streamelements.com, and submit your music. I'm going to be extremely brutal. The 2 native Minnesotans to my right might be a little bit nicer, but we're going to be listening to that mix. We're going to be listening to those lyrics. We're going to listen to that beat you got behind it.
But what if
and we're going to give you some
meaner
feedback?
Now? What if we just go fucking
I would
straight
hope
savage?
so. I would hope so. I would hope
We're
so.
just going to do a role reversal.
I would hope so.
I hate how you used a voice on this song. This is trash.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't use words.
Words? Mainstream as shit. Disappointing.
So let's
GIFs. Only GIFs.
Only.
No GIFs. Only GIFs.
Only straight peanut butter. That's all we want. It's sticky and it's full of protein.
We'll give Jay a quick rundown of everything we talked about. So we went over our shows, we went over tour.
Yeah.
We went over subscribe to the Instagram, our usual signpost, right? We talked about kind of limitations that don't really exist, but people think they exist with mail. We talked about the Rochester Illuminati. We talked about certain people taking up office space when they use mail to do nefarious things and shutting down certain parts of the Skyway. We also talked about a man wielding an axe in the fall that got shot by the police. I don't know if you remember that.
You need a chop effect.
Yes. We also talked about Aquarius for a little bit.
Oh, boy.
We also talked
Right.
about an alleged cartel situation with a small-time dealer here that got done horrible things to. And overall, we were just kind of talking about how not everything gets picked up on the news here, but sometimes they pick it up in the cities for some reason.
There's something else to talk about, right?
Then to bring it back around, for those of us that aren't as initiated with the group of Dark Gems International as we could be, again, me, just simply being a fan, I asked the question of where on earth did Mr. Shepard get his inspiration and his humble beginnings? And again, I guess I could throw the same question over this direction here. I've read the Spotify bio. I've listened to the music. I've seen you perform live several times. I've purchased the merch. I support when I can, where I can. You, sir, where on earth did it happen for you where you went from, I listen to this kind of music, I enjoy this kind of music, and then you turned one day and you went, man, I think I can produce this. I think I can perform this. When did that happen for you? How did that come to be for you?
Well, I was just a humble orphan that was just dropped off at the steps of a fire station.
This is Norbit. This is the plot line of Norbit.
Wait, what do you mean?
Something ain't right.
I'm just saying, like, there's a very real possibility.
Is that from Dodge Center?
We've gotten so many legitimate calls from
Who this is?
Dodge Center.
Daddy, chill.
Somebody's calling me. Just
Daddy,
a
chill.
word of advice. If you're gonna call me, and I don't answer, it's because I don't know who you are. And if you don't like leave me a message, it's not that important apparently. That was no jokes. I'm serious as fuck.
So fucking serious.
So my humble beginnings, like I said, humble orphan on the steps of the fire station. No, for real. I was not an orphan, though. I was a bit of a hip hop orphan in this city, as I didn't have any no fathers in that sense. I have a lot of sons though. So yeah, see that? So I basically was a kid that loved to just like create and customize things, and like I love playing like games and shit. I loved like coming up, like I was probably 11, 12, and I started like, writing poetry, writing short stories, coming up with ideas for just like narratives and stuff, because I liked reading and I liked coming up with like creative shit. And then I was always finding ways like, what could I customize? I customized characters in games. Sheesh. Another one.
Hey, call me next.
Call Blake next.
Call me next, MCJ.
Fight.
Oh.
We were talking about LC's venue early on, and he just leaked his phone number.
I
over
just
the
spit out my
thing.
phone number
Yeah.
for the internet.
Yeah.
Damn.
And,
this man did a Mike Jones.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my god, that made me feel so
That
old.
just sounds like something people say.
Mike Jones,
I'm gonna
his
start
whole
saying
thing
that.
for a while as a rapper from Houston was he was a dude that basically his big marketing thing was one of the songs he did. Literally, he put his phone number out there, and he would actually answer calls. If you don't know about this, he would answer the calls on his little flip phone. I'm sure back in 2005, and yeah. He would like actually sometimes have a conversation or some shit, and it was great marketing. But also, like, let's be honest, there's no way that was your main line, because if that is, why would you do that? Anyway, getting on to this. So I was a creative right from the tender age of probably about 11, And I all of a sudden realized, like, you know, I like hip hop. My stepdad at the time put me on to like the music of Tupac.
Okay.
Put me on to the music of like, you know, I was like listening to like Jay-Z and all that stuff before anything else. Then all of a sudden it's like, of course, I discovered like Kanye. I discovered like, you know, like Common, Talib Kweli, like, you know, Mos Def, like people that were like, you know, thoughtful lyricists at first. And I was like, hey, you know what's the most customizable thing that you can do is make music. And the most customizable music, in my opinion, is hip hop. Because you have like an artist from the city is named Dessa said that she really was attracted to rap because of the word count. And I think that a lot of that stuck with me too, because you can say a whole lot with rap music. You can say exactly what you want. You can define who you are, and you can figure out like, you know, different ways to play with words. And it feels very much like rap is kind of like this weird combination between art and intramural sport, you know?
Absolutely.
Because it's like you're competing.
That's a phenomenal way to put that.
Right? It's like you're competing and you're your own entity, but at the same time you're creating some art that can last. So it's like you're playing a sport, but it's a sport that you can listen to, and it's a sport that you can curate. So, you know, I know some different I love that. But yeah, so basically when I was like 14, 15, I started like writing some raps. I learned how the structure of a verse works from you know, California Love by Tupac and Dre.
Absolutely.
So I could have gone on the internet, but I was like, no, I want to listen to the actual lyrics. And I actually took that and I wrote down all the lyrics, so I knew exactly how long a verse is supposed to be, what's the structure of it, and all of that. So I wrote down all the lyrics to California Love, and I was like, this is how a verse is laid out.
Got you. So you broke that down, reverse engineered it, and then used it as a foundation.
Exactly, because I didn't have anybody that put me onto that shit.
Right.
Like you know, eventually after that, not too long after that, like, you know, I was on forums and stuff because that's the way you did shit back in the day. When you didn't have a scene, you went to the internet. So I found out a bunch of shit from going to, there was a website called typebeats.com that I cut my teeth on. Shout out to Typebeats. To all the fam, I still keep in touch with some of them. My homie Jay from that website.
It's not the worst.
Actually, fun fact about that website. So, Tight Beats. One of the big artists that, you know, was on, that actually came out of that website that I used to chat with, and we used to, you know, go back and forth with like battles and stuff, was a guy named Don McLennan. Now, if you don't know who he is, he was one of the producers / rappers in a group called Brockhampton. And Brockhampton, if you're not familiar with, has, you know, they've broken up since, but like they branded themselves as a boy band. They're a fucking pretty big rap group. They played Coachella, all the big festivals. They were on Late Night with Stephen Colbert. Like they were popping. But anyway, yeah, like it's just wild to think like I knew that guy from that. But yeah, started rapping. Then I decided like, you know, I didn't want to pay for beats. I'm 15. I don't want to do that. So I learned how to make beats.
Right.
And it just came out from there. Like I started just creating and just like doing. And that's what you do. You know, like I didn't wait for anybody to like tell me that I should. I didn't like, you know, wait for too much approval. I just started making shit.
Correct. You didn't wait for permission on any level.
No, the first rap show I ever went to was the first rap show I performed at. I performed at a bar at 17. And it's all history from there. I started performing and doing shit and just like doing and making it my way myself, even when there wasn't a whole lot of shit around me that was like building me up to do this. There was no scene. I didn't have other artists to go to. Maybe there was like knocking stuff around, but I didn't know about that at that age. And I was just going out there and just creating and making some shit, bro. Also, yeah. Shout out to Riggs. Mike Jones indeed is a king. I mean, he was at one point. But, like, bro, still tipping, classic. Okay. Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot, hoes all on me.
You know you know what's funny about that story? And I didn't know portions of that, like big portions of that, actually.
Yeah.
You writing out that California Love, like, rhyme scheme, I did the same thing, except it wasn't with California Love. It was with Gorgeous by Kanye West.
Ooh, interesting.
Penitentiary chances, the devil dances, and eventually answers to the call of all of them. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at it, I'm like, how did he do that? And I like reversed engineered it and all that, and now I know what rhyme schemes are.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like, that shit was, California Love was old by the time I got to it. I was not a young buck when that shit came out. So, like, I'm older than Blake, but I'm not that much older. Fuck. But,
he's 47 years old.
God damn it, don't put the, I'm not.
We're leaking that here on Dark Gems INTL podcast.
God, it
Jay
makes me
Havoc
feel
is
young.
47 years old.
Oh, boy. Put that on record. I'm 32. But,
Fuck, now I feel old.
yes, make me young. Okay. Okay.
Fountain of Youth.
Fountain of-
Modelo, not sponsored.
Yeah, exactly. We're saying the name, but we're not showing the logo because they ain't sponsoring
No,
us
no,
yet.
no, no,
We'll
pay
turn
us.
it around next time when you sponsor us. So yeah, basically, I came out and I just did shit. And just like you, if you're out there and like, think about it. Now you got all of these different ways to, connect with people, to put your music out there. Like, you kind of had to do things like real low key, before. Now anybody can get into from the low bar. Everybody's got even a phone you can record shit on. But yeah, that's why we're telling people to submit. Come up with some shit. You can get into your laptop, you can get into your cell phone, you can record a whole song right now, and you can make it sound halfway decent even. So like I'm saying, you got all these resources, do something. And if it sounds like shit at first, it sounds like shit, but just keep doing it, because Lord knows my first songs, like my homie told me, he was like, it's not great. But I had support even back then. I'll tell you, let me give you another little tidbit, from way back, because I was probably in middle school when I started this. One of the first songs that I ever created was a song called Fuck Joe. I titled it that. And literally I used the beat from My Name Is from Eminem.
Okay.
And it was 3 verses, and it was from the perspective of a different person from my school in every single one of those verses, and all of those verses were on its face. They were from their perspective dissing me, like, who the fuck is this guy? But really it was tearing them apart. Yeah, and this was 15-year-old Joe, coming up with this shit.
Dude's a wizard with it.
That was but even back then I was trying to come up with some creative shit. So what are you doing? If you come up with some stuff, we already heard all this other shit. Who are you? Now submit to us tonight.
Absolutely submit to us. These two here, they have experience in the realm. It sounds like J Havoc is going to turn over a new leaf, maybe for one night and one night only. It sounds like he's going to go brutal. It sounds like he's going to tape up the knuckles, gloves off, and he might let you have it. But you know what? I come from the retail world, unfortunately and sadly. There's something called a compliment sandwich. Jesus, fuck, I want to gag because I said it out loud. These two might tear you down a little bit, but you know what? They might inspire you. Me, on the other hand, I can't help it. I'm in a giving mood. I'll compliment whatever it is you put out. In fact, that Dodge Center number that's been thrown up my phone at least 6 times tonight. No, not 6. 20.
They switched to Rochester, by the way.
They did. They switched to a Rochester
Congratulations,
number.
you found out how to make a second burner number.
I fucking love
Whoa,
this. But also,
dude.
going off of the chat right here, going off of what Riggs said, sorry, I just got to acknowledge this. He said his homie is a pro wrestler that literally signed to Swisha House, and he still comes out to still tipping, bro. That is sick as fuck.
Oh, son, throw out your
Also-
pro wrestler friend. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan.
Let's go. Shout out to you, and also RIP DJ Mike Watts.
Rest in peace, Mike Watts.
Michael Watterson.
Michael Watterson.
17 minutes until we go to our music review portion of the show. So if you haven't submitted yet, click the Stream Elements link in the description, https://streamelements.com, and submit your music so we can listen to it and we can brutally tear you apart as to how bad you are at music and how you should quit and never do it ever again. So, submit.
he's
Let
kidding.
us hear it. I'm not kidding.
Bro. Sorry, I gotta. This man says that he has a pro wrestling clothing brand, or he used to. But that's
Son,
still-
spit it out. Where is it?
Where is it? Can we find some merch still? Link that shit. Come on, pop
Son,
it up.
I'll buy it tonight. Right here, live on the podcast, if it's available. I am a huge pro wrestling fan. These gentlemen to my left and my right, respectively, are inspired by the hip and the hop. As am I, just a
Also,
skosh.
For another free fact, real quick. So
Yes.
there's amateur wrestling and whatnot up in the cities, and so that's a thing that happens. My homie, I have my homie's band, Mr. Rogers and the Make Believe Friends. They are fucking dope, and they do a lot of stuff. Like there's a dude named Ricky Norin, I believe is his name, that he does a lot of shit up there. He goes by the Reverend Ricky, and it's just crazy. There was one show that I played over at I think it was the Phoenix Theater. That was it was kind of a dramatic it was kind of like drama, but also a wrestling show. And it was drama from the point of you had 2 wrestlers that were running for a fake office, like president of wrestling or some shit.
Okay.
And during the intermissions and whatnot, my homie's band played, and I'd play in some of those songs too. So I played as the intermission music for some dramatic ass wrestling shit before too. Fun fact.
Oh, mad respect. Mr. J Havoc playing the intermission songs of some pro wrestling. Motherfuckers were coming off the top rope, ooh la, Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ooh-wee.
We have less than 17 minutes for y'all to be throwing out your music for a music critique.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want it.
We do. We need it.
Just know whoever that is giving us all those random calls. Whatever number you keep calling me from, I'm gonna spam 1,500 messages to your phone number.
It's the same sound every time, too.
Dude, and it's going to be dirty toe pictures. Dude, pictures of my dirty toes, pictures of my dog's dirty toes. Dirty toes.
What is that? Is that the call?
That's the call. That's the call we've been getting all night.
Somebody clearly knows my number, so...
I gave my number out on the whole internet. Somebody that somebody knows.
Somebody is trying to... I know exactly what this is. You know, it just hit me.
I just don't say it though, because it's part of the kayfabe. We'll tell you later.
Aha!
I'll tell you later.
It took me a minute.
But we both know who's doing this now, right? It's not MCJ.
No.
We're not gonna say it on the air because it's part of his shit.
This is a mystical
we know
man.
Exactly what the fuck this is.
Oh yeah.
Good job. You're playing it longer than I said before. Good job, youngin. Okay.
Man, I love the mystique of this. I never pull some marketing shit off like this.
He's getting deep into it.
He's getting real deep.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
You know what would be funny if this is still not him and we just get brutally murdered when we walk out of here.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Man, it was a good
That'd
life.
Be some good
some of us
horrorcore.
have had 47 years on this planet. Some of us not so much.
Not so much. Ooh. Also, man, shout out to Riggs again. He knows Ricky too. Listen, we got a real one in the chat. That's right. Now everybody jump in the chat and let me hear about your pro wrestling stories or your cryptic voicemails.
Ooh, cryptic voicemails and or pro wrestling. Let's hear it.
They might be connected. I don't know.
That was the longest silence we've ever had on the podcast.
I'm sorry, it's my fault. Here I come on talking shit, being a shit talker extraordinaire, and then there's silence. God damn.
Exactly.
I don't even know if I'm ever going to be invited back. Fuck.
That'll go in the record books. We'll have that as a FOMO clip tonight. We'll be like, you see this long pause you guys missed because you didn't turn into a podcast? Subscribe now, or maybe we'll not have a long pause and we'll actually be talking and filling up the airwaves when we're on live.
Yeah, you hear that?
Silence.
Filling up the airwaves. You want us to fill them up?
Whoa. You come on ways too strong.
Not strong enough. What the fuck are you talking
We're talking about wrestling. We gotta be strong.
We gotta be strong. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's inject some steroids into this conversation. Jay Havoc, thoughts on the red light movement?
I think that where's the green light?
We need the green light to get the red light, so to speak.
Okay, so Roch Red Light District. If we're gonna do that, we're already gonna have We Legal soon.
Yes.
So if we're gonna do that, it's not really like too far fetched that we could maybe have like shrooms. I don't know. That's not really a red light district thing.
Yeah, it is.
seems
It totally
like
is. It totally is.
all the
Happiness.
Yes.
yeah.
It totally is.
Listen, we're in the Med City. Those connections in your brain, those nodes connecting, the trauma that can be confronted and overturned by a little bit of microdosing. Let's have it happen.
Macro dosing if must.
Macrodosing, bro said macrodosing.
Hashtag science.
Hashtag science fucking rules. I
My
love
microdose
science.
turns into a macrodose.
Yo,
Yo.
that one time with that chocolate bar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This man
what
wants to
you're
play
referring to.
coy.
We're not talking about making s'mores in the backyard, ladies and gentlemen.
To be fair,
To be fair.
I don't know which time you're talking about.
Oh.
Unfortunately, because there were a couple times, but
So somebody is an experienced psychonaut.
I'm
Experience
just saying, like, there were certain times in my life from last summer through last fall that, like, changed the wiring of my brain for the better. And when I went back to school, I got the best grades that I've ever gotten. And then I invented a whole new genre. And, now I'm going on tour for the first time. We have
Sorry, reading the chat.
our most successful podcast that I've ever been a part of. Like, a lot of things are going right. Like, I'm getting a lot of bookings from other people. Like, I'm getting booked by other people. It's not just me doing my own shows anymore.
Booked.
For
real.
So a lot of things are going well.
You did
and
it,
I
Jay-Z.
attribute it to... Absolutely.
That's what he did too. They didn't sign him, and so he made the label. And then they were like, "Oh my God, back then he wasn't hot." Wait, no, back then hoes didn't want him. Now he's hot. Hoes all on him. More news at
Hoes
10.
All on him.
Whoa.
Also,
Hey,
shout out to the fucking motherfucking chat. Say red light district. That's cool. Bro said Roch needs a s'mores bar. Fucking facts.
we'll put a s'mores bar in the
In the
Rochester
red-
Light District.
Listen,
man.
there was
We'll
this.
put a s'mores bar in there.
I won't lie. On Insta, I literally follow a fucking place called S'moreology. I think it's like it's just some s'mores place out in Cali, out in LA. And I'm just like, it looks so fucking bomb. I will follow this page even though I'm nowhere near it. And it's so good looking. And if we had something like that here, listen, I'm going to put another fact out there for y'all to blackmail me on. S'mores might be my favorite fucking snack of all time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a bold claim.
That's
my
a bold
friend.
claim. I love some chocolate cake. But bro, s'mores? It's untouchable.
Here's what I want to see. Next time Mr. J Havoc performs live, I need you all to bring gift baskets with your favorite s'mores stuffings. Anybody and everybody's grandmother can do a Hershey's bar. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know you can do a Graham and a Hershey's bar and a Mellow. Duh. Okay, what if you did something like a croissant and you did something like, I don't know, a homemade marshmallow that's more delicious, and then you filled it in with, I don't know, surprise this man. He's been on this planet for 47 years. He's seen so many things. He's eaten so many s'mores. Dude, you got to surprise this man over here. Bring this man s'mores gift baskets. He be shouting you out. You'll go on his Insta. It is what it is. I need to see in the next calendar year nothing at all but s'mores gift baskets on this man's Insta.
Listen, I'm 100% in favor of that. You know Gabriel Iglesias, you know
I
how
do.
people would just bring him cake?
100%.
Bring me s'mores. If that's a thing, if that becomes a thing for me, listen, I will make that. I will make if you bring me s'mores to my next show. If not, you don't have to make them because that shit's not gonna work.
Right.
But bring me fucking, the graham crackers, the marshmallow, and the chocolate ready in a gift basket. I will make a fucking s'mores track. I will make some shit. I will figure out a way to make this happen. I'll make the beat. I'll make the raps, and I'll fucking snap.
Look at this man's physique right now. Look at this man's physique. Okay?
I need to be thicker, apparently.
Well, I mean, thicker.
Yeah, I mean thicker than a Snicker.
Thicker than a Snicker.
And if
put
you
a
want to put
Snicker
in the s'mores,
Enough for that. We are 7 minutes out from our music.
7
review.
minutes.
7 minutes until I can relieve a lot of the anger I've had from this past week.
Anger. Wow, you're really taking it out on the submissions, huh?
Oh yeah, I am.
we
If you
gotta
have
go
music
extra
to
hard.
review, if you have new music you're working on right now, bust that demo out and send it to us with the Stream Elements link in the description. In the description, https://streamelements.com. Submit your music down there, and we're gonna listen to it and give you some good feedback.
You gotta be the only person I've ever heard actually spell out the fucking hyperlink.
The reason I do that is because there was somebody who tried to submit one week, and they're like, "Where? I don't see it.
I don't see it at all."
No, I mean like the HTTPS though.
Yes, I need to be very specific as to what it looks like, because he was saying like, "Oh, I can't find it in the description. I can't find it in the description." We're like, "Dude, do you want me to spell it out for you?"
Why is that
So
not
I
already
did.
a rap group? HTTPS or whatever. / Like,
What are you trying to say? You trying to
J
say
Havoc side project coming 2025.
2025, around
Yeah.
the time that we get those fucking dispensaries.
Oh, we're gonna get those dispensaries.
Oh yeah.
I already had one dude, an undisclosed figure who happens to provide good times for a lot of people around here. He's like, yeah, my friend out in Cali that sometimes gives me gifts through the mail wants to open up a shop in Rochester, and then you guys can use it as a venue and stuff.
Listen,
like that's stuff that
tell me
people
your
are already
homie
talking about.
Tell me your homie owns cookies. Please tell me your homie owns cookies.
I'm not going to disclose that publicly on the live, but
true.
Tell me that you can make s'mores out of edibles. Just
Oh
imagine.
my God, that's
That man's eyes got
absolutely
so big.
possible, bro. I haven't even
He's a
thought
man of
about
the culture.
that. That's oh man, this is a man of the culture here. We're gonna change the fucking.
I'm a
game.
man of many things I would not say of culture. But if these two say of culture, well, then I'm a man of culture. I'll wear that crown.
sounds like you guys got a lot to catch up on, so we're going to go to a heat break real quick with the last 5 minutes. If you have music to send in, send it now.
Submit that
Send
shit.
your music now.
We
We're going to
wanna
listen at
hear
9
it.
p.m. And with that, we are going to head into our last heat break of the night with some Thank You Momo.
Let's go.
Off of the game, I'm exhausted. Flying sauce on my saucer. I got a drink and I lost it. I tell you, shut up, I smashed it. Smash burgers, the beef we got squashed it. You from the streets, you never ever seen a mosh pit. We go superstar, I wish that on a shooting star. I'ma blow your whole advance on some shoes and cars. Even though we not together, hoping you go far. Cause I know I am. Hope to see you there. Gonna be some millionaires. I need a diamonds that blow when they glare. Don't need no data, simple like the stare. I got the answer, it's simple right there. Sometimes I ask if I should even care. Most of the time I really don't. Versace Medusa, turn me to stone. I'm with the hunters like my name is Gone. Whoa, 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 hold the phone. First thing that she smelled on me was my Armani cologne. Rockstar Rolling Stones, Cali rolling cones. Macaulay Culkin at the party, feel at home alone. The Zoc cost 40 bones, feel like Corleone. Last month did 30 songs. Hold on, what you want? You wanna cop then what you want? We cop what you long for, sell it for a lot more. Last 2 days I pop for, spray guess what the pop's for. Off the walls like parkour, off the top like haircuts. Don't fuck with them cause they're nuts. I gotta make a deposit, I need that beef in my closet. Why would you hit on my hot shit? I'm with that skid on the lost shit. Off of the game up exhausted, flying sauce on my saucer. I got a drink and I lost it. I tell you shut up, I smashed it. Smash burgers, the beef we got squashed it. You from the streets, you never ever seen a mosh pit. We go superstar, I wish that on a shooting star. I'ma blow your whole advance on some shoes and cars. Even though we not together, hoping you go far. Cause I know I am. Hope to see you there. Gonna be some millionaires.
You know how I feel is true, but I know you ain't feeling me. Fool me once, put the blame on you. Fool me twice, put the blame on me. No shame on me. You know how I feel tonight, and you know how I'm feeling right. And what you did comes with a price, cause I don't want you in my life. Now it's fuck you right. I can't believe you did this shit. Now I'm popping pills, getting off the shits. Now I think of you as a bitch. Now I'm focused on getting rich. Now I'm hitting licks. I just be making these
songs dropping it soon, so you know that the wait is over. Baby, you know that you're wrong. I'ma be all up in LA just taking over. We can just play the song. I don't even give a fuck, I'ma make it over. Why you be taking so long to tell me you cheated? You know that the hate is over. Ay, yeah, you know that the hate is over. But if I go on without you, like you know I'll be falling, I'm really not staying sober. Perkies help me ease my mind and they making me think that all of this rain is over. They really be helping me sleep and they really make sure that all this pain is over. Ay, yeah, I wanna overdose. Really, I've been so depressed and I just wanna die. How I'm feeling, nobody knows. This fentanyl be fucking me up and it make me feel sick and like only my body knows. I'm really losing on my grip and I'm falling apart and I'm letting my hobbies go. Ay, yeah, I just be giving up, I don't be getting up. Depression be hurting, you know that this feeling's rough. I don't be feeling tough, I need a band-aid cause I am not healing up. I cannot deal with us. If you was hungry, come over, eat a meal with us. Come eat a meal with us. If you gon' steal from us, you really ain't going behind on the wheel with us. Hearing that squealing stuff, I got a pint and come up, break the seal with us. Go to appeal and stuff, I got a permit to go and conceal the stuff. You know how I feel is true, but I know you ain't feeling me. Fool me once, put the blame on you. Fool me twice, put the blame on me. Now shame on me, you know how I feel tonight. And you know how I'm feeling right. And what you did comes with a price. Cause I don't want you in my life. Now it's fuck you right, I can't believe you did this shit. Now I'm popping pills, getting off the shits. Now I think of you as a bitch. Now I'm focused on getting rich. Now I'm hitting legs.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to the interlude. I just want to get some shit off my chest.
You got some nerve thinking you can come compete with me. I'll be holding it down until the age of 50. That's 20 more years, but it's coming quickly. So don't be silly, getting dizzy, drinking all the whiskey. I support you, but your shitty ways don't stop. Focus on the drugs and all the pills that you can pop. Don't give a damn that I know your music gonna flop. Don't worry about it, you'll make it one day. Not naturally, you will never see me lyrically. Empathy, because I feel bad for you spiritually. Seriously, that will never take you very viciously. Because of me, got the rap game thinking so damn differently. I'm from the state of the cold, bear witness, behold. Better do what you told, you better check these poles. I'm here to take the throne, this is my home. My name is Quake, I just thought you should know.
Yeah.
Shit, man, I don't know. I need to hear your vision, man. If we're gonna do this, we gotta do it right.
My vision, I want to take my message, I want to take these beats, I want to take them global. I'm trying to put people on. People got to know. I want to give them something, real.
I really want to get a contract written up to date, Jay. The real, man. I don't know. Do people even want the real anymore? That's the question. It's a hard bargain. Are you gonna bring the real? You think you can bring the real?
I only bring the real. I only bring the real. I'm gonna give you that real.
Shit, man. I don't know. Can I trust it? I'm just not feeling it, you know?
I hit go again. Ooh, who let Joseph in? Dealing with those woes again. You know you can't hold them in. Breaking nerves and cords with it. Moving up like Lord willing. Yeah, I'm more willing. Get the dirt done. Yeah, I'm full willing. Then I break out in this most ceilings. Hey, you give it, I'm giving it right back. Yeah, I got my mind on my mischief. Won't get sidetracked. Yeah, I'm serving looks like crooks. I'm selling rhymes like dimes. So many gems for such a steal. My God, it should be a crime. Here we go. Back to black or back to atrophy. Back to back catastrophes. Get with it or wind it if you get added G. Wish I could add a G for every rap of mad at me. After I give a how to rap manual to all their family. So naturally, I'm just laying in the cut, kicking the dust.
back on the Dark Gems podcast with our music review portion of the show. So this is the part where we listen to your music and just freaking shred any dream you have of making music or art professionally.
I'll stitch it back together, not professionally, but like Frankenstein's monster.
He'll make you feel better emotionally.
He's gonna be nice about it. So who do we have up first in the queue, white boy? Oh, if you haven't submitted yet, you should, because we have a Stream Elements link below, and we're doing submissions until 10 p.m. tonight. https:// to make a little sad face, streamelements.com. You like that addition?
I like that.
Okay.
Just don't confuse them, because if they add that word as a frowny face, they might have some trouble.
Then they might be just an idiot, and I have no sympathy for them.
That's fair.
Click the blue hyperlink. City to City. Dable Fly and AK Fields video produced by Jedzilla. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Jedzilla Production. We got mics on?
Mike's on.
Live reaction.
Oh yeah, we gonna react. Look at that guy with a fucking backpack. Who does he think he is? A student?
From city to city.
Can you see the video?
Mildly. Ayo.
Solid little beat. You got my head nodding.
Shout out to Jedzilla for ill-ass videos.
Yeah. I've been in 5 cities in the last couple of days. Got familiar with traveling, cause that's what I crave. And I ain't worked my day job in like 5 months. Still, I don't have alone time to myself much. My homie stay clutch, hitting me with good news. Happiest man alive, I don't feel the blues. And I don't have tattoos for my memories. I put it on record, play it and remember me. I know people who be talking out of jealousy. Don't step to me, I don't wanna catch a felony. Getting green like celebi or celery, you're telling me. They be charging for features, I do better for free. But I'm still getting dollar signs before I'm out of time. I might have to pause the song if I run out of wine. I'll be getting too cocky, stepping out of line. Minnesota taking over, guess it's Boston time.
City to city, I'm the one to follow. Always on the mobile, don't know where I'll go tomorrow. Niggas gotta know the GOAT, my style is what they borrow. But we come from different strangers, straight from Colorado. Yeah, it's just me and the dream team. One day niggas see us, then we gone, thought you seeing things. I've been on my grind since way before Adam Eve. I don't gotta be Triple H to take you on this pedigree.
The pro wrestling shout out. Son, you've got my vote forever. Lifetime fan.
Prepare for the man that's been everywhere. Mastery style, uncooked steak, wine very rare. And one day I'll be on a tour. Magazine, movie scenes, you know love galore. I gave them all I got and they still asking me for more. And baby, that ain't no complaint. Shout saying I'm the one.
Oh, you get a sitting ovation from me. I have no idea what these two are thinking, but sitting ovation from me.
Dabo Fly out of the 507 down here, and AK Fields from Minneapolis, teaming up to City with the visuals by Jedzilla and Conformed Resistance. You guys were not here next week. We actually had that song as the track of the week, like we did with Sterling Banks this week. So I'll let you guys start off with your reaction before I say anything.
I didn't like how there was words.
Lyrics suck, bro. Don't send us things with lyrics.
Bro, lyrics, we only do instrumentals. And at that, the fact that we don't even want instrumentals with voice sounds in them. Just straight up, just none. But besides
this man
that,
needs it turned up though.
I can't hear very well in my hearing aid.
Not up the
I don't like lyrics. When I was young, we didn't have voices.
Had to walk uphill both way to get to the lyrics store and too far away.
Too far away. No, for real though. It's fire. I love the beat. I do wish that it was longer and that we had a hook breaking up the verses. Like I love the back to back, but I mean I wanted more. I ain't getting more. So I'm hoping that I can get these two to kind of link up on another song. I really like the beat choice. I like the little sample in there. That was cold as hell. I thought that it really served it. I really did enjoy the lyrics overall. It's an interesting juxtaposition because you got Dabo. Dabo's kind of like, he's kind of straight to the point. He's kind of like, kind of feeling himself on there, kind of just like vibing out. And then we got our other homie over here, and he was fucking tearing shit down. What was his name again? Who was that?
AK Fields.
AK Fields, bro. AK Fields. He got a tight ass flow. That shit sounded good, and I really like the way that you kind of like you followed the beat and you kind of like kept with it. Bars were good. I enjoy it. Like I really enjoy the song. I just wish that there was longer. Maybe we had like a little breaking up and adding on some like a little bit more. The video by Jedzilla, of course, is fire. I really enjoyed that, and it's always good to see what he does. Oh yeah, but I'm supposed to be really hard on it too. Yeah. Dabo, why aren't you Immortal Technique?
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that. He'll get that. He'll know that.
Yeah, Dabo just said in the chat that LOL, I think I submitted twice last week on accident. My second one just went through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you give your feedback first before I
and that
indulge
is
on
exactly
that more.
why next week we are going to be starting the submission. You can start, putting your submissions through the website. darkgemsintl.com.
One more time with the website for those of us that weren't paying attention.
DARKGEMSINTL.com.
Fantastic. All right. So, as a fan, I loved everything I saw. I appreciated so much the Triple H reference, the pedigree reference. Just you can do more. As Mr. Havoc mentioned, we need more. We got like a 2-minute squash match out of that. I need a 60-man Royal Rumble. I need like a constant ebb and flow. I need some back and forth. I need some heel. I need some face. I need some hardcore. I need some technical. But with that said, I loved every single thing about it. I can't wait to follow you on every bit of social that you got going on. I'm going to be streaming you on the Spotify on my way home. I'll probably throw it up on another piece of technology and just let it stream for days because that's how it has to go these days. There's an awful lot of competition for ears and time out there. And stream it. I've got so much time on my hands. I'm kidding. I have no additional time on my hands. But again, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep it up. More wrestling. Just
More. Check out that last comment from Riggs, John.
507-398-7653. Hit me up all day. Let's talk about wrestling. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about, I don't know, man, fucking anything and everything. Let's do it.
Daddy, chill.
Looks like we have another submission coming in from Alter Egos. Bro just checked in, probably took a quick nap for the past 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Shout out JJ, don't hope you're doing good, my guy. Next up we have Fake Shit.
Son, what's your opinion of this track?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't even get in on that.
No, you didn't at
I
all.
gave feedback last week because he
Well, no,
submitted the
I
video
wasn't
the
here.
first time, so I'll say it again. So from a overall vibe standpoint, like I really liked it. It's simple, it's straightforward. You got a good collaboration of two people from different parts of Minnesota, putting the state on, putting the area on, putting the hottest scene in the Midwest on. Verses were cool. Got some good lines in there. I actually didn't notice the Triple H line until you pointed it out, but it's a good line.
It's a great line.
AK Fields has got a crazy flow. He needs to rap more. Bro needs to be on the Breakfast Club or something like that. My only not even complaint, my only like point based off of the mix and stuff like that is Dabo's like mix sounds so much sharper than AK Fields, and that might be because his voice is a little higher pitched, but like that isotope or whatever he puts on his voice makes it just slice through. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say it out loud, bro. Sorry. They still got to figure out how to mix before they use the secret sauce. You know what I'm saying?
that.
You can't use the sauce if you don't know how to cook.
That's too much.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's
man,
the line of the night right there. What was that one more time?
you can't use the sauce if you don't know how to cook.
Hold up.
But yeah, what artist do we have next? I'm still blind.
All right, so up next, I think it's just a beat. This one is called Fake Shit, produced by Zoddy03.
Nice, Zoddy03.
Yeah.
All right, let's check in.
Let's get into that.
Let's get it.
So fast, yeah, I'm reckless. All these demons in my head, hope to stress them. So you gon' hold it down, where you go then? Face shit, yeah, you know my bro. Yeah, move on, let's get a move on. All these hoes, every bitch gon' do me wrong. Yeah, so you always gotta move strong. I got an aim, yeah, tell that boy to go long. Yeah, says she wanna fuck to my song. You a bitch, yeah, you know that I put you on. So I fucked you ever since I did all these things, yeah, you wrong. Brody put a gun to his head, yeah, he gone. Dang, all these pills to get this girl out my head. I like the sass, but you know I really want her head. This bitch want me, but you know I want the bread instead. It's like I hop outside, I feel that whip up with lead. Oh, yeah, I'm reckless. Yeah, the bitch, you want a diamond chain necklace. Nice, yeah, I'm rolling low, yeah, I'm on the side list. She see the ride, so I know she wanna test this. Catch this, yeah, they can't catch me. Yeah, I'm whipping too fast on a jet ski. Oh, yeah, you don't know me. I get these bands like low key. So fast, yeah, I'm reckless. All these demons in my head, hope to stress them. So you gon' hold it down, where you go then? Face shit, yeah, you know my bro then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of more mellow vibe, I would say. Yes, a little more down tempo vibe. I don't know if that's the word, but it was
wavy. I would say. I mean, it had a nice little bop to it, but it was just like it was very chill. You know, he was in his mood, as Ice Spice would say.
Mhm.
But
in high mood.
yeah, he in a mood. I want to say I like the vibe. I thought that it was a really cool vibe. I thought that the vocal performance was cool. I thought that maybe it was a little bit more in like the first hook. Felt like the vocal was it was kind of offbeat, and I get that that's more of a style now, but it didn't feel like it feels like just going in the editing and just scooching it over a millisecond or two on the beat, it would probably feel like it would be in the pocket more and it would just vibe more. Because when I feel like there's a disconnect between the beat, because I'm also I'm an artist too, so it's I listen to things like that. Maybe the average listener might not really pay attention to that, but it's when I was listening to it, I felt like I really liked the vocals, but it just felt like it was slightly off. And sometimes when I'm recording, there will be a little latency issue where it's it is off by just a millisecond or something, so I just pop that over. Overall, I thought that the verse was cool. I like the vibe because it set up a really nice vibe. I kind of almost wanted a little bit more of a diversion of the way you float it from the hook to the verse, just so you can be this is definitely the hook, this is the verse, this is what's going on. But overall, I liked it. It came in, it was short, but it wasn't too short. It was sweet. It kind of came in and did its thing. It vibed with us, and then it kind of was out. So I really liked that. I really like your voice on the beat too. I thought that it matched the beat pretty nicely and that bass line, so that was cool. But yeah, just keep it up. Just keep making good shit.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
100%. To bring this back around to the previous conversation, it reminded me very much of a s'more. It had a very solid graham crackery bass. It had me nodding my head. It had me wanting to come back for more. I want to hear the next track in the album. But I agree. There was something just like you said. Everything was off just a millisecond or so at the first hook. Again, not somebody that creates music, not a creative in this field whatsoever, but hearing that kind of critique, I would have to agree. Not bad at all. Phenomenal bass, very s'moresy. It makes me, I wanted to break it apart and just like stretch it out and enjoy it some more. So again, Matt, I want to hear the next track that you've got going on. That vibe, that feeling brought me in for more. I had no idea who you were up until this exact moment. So you've got another fan in me, son. Even minus the pro wrestling lyrics. I mean, I'm sure you could throw in something, a little
Next
DX.
track has got to be pro wrestling, else we ain't gonna hear it.
Or else we ain't gonna fucking hear it.
Ooh, that wasn't so nice.
Yeah. Chill out. I like the overall vibe. I think like if you continue with that, you can do some good things with it. The mix I would have executed a little bit differently. The piano's too loud for my taste personally.
Okay.
Like when the beat track started, I was like, oh, is this like a piano solo or something like that? I don't even mean that as a shot, really. I guess it's just coming natural. I'm just taking shots naturally. Okay. Not helping my case here, Dan.
I'm not taking shots. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, but yeah, it's literally just, I think if you bring the vocal up a little bit, saturate it, pull those high frequencies up, you'll be good. And then that's of course if this isn't your beat. If it is your beat, you can just drop the gain on the piano. And you'd be good. But that's just my personal opinion. Maybe some people like a melody-led track. That's up to them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how you like it. Maybe that's how you would like to mix your music. Either way.
And I think it depends too, because like listening in a different setting, like if you're listening in the car, the bass is definitely gonna carry. It's gonna go through and cut through. So you're not gonna hear that piano maybe as much as you would kind of setting that we're in right now. But I definitely feel that for sure. Thought that the piano did feel kind of like it was really, at least the way we're hearing it, it feels very present. Personally, if you've got the stems on the beat, if you got the beat at all, what I do as a producer is like I hear a lot of beats with that kind of like, the really kind of dry, like it's like a really definitely a VST piano. I would say like even just like make it to add a little bit more to it, to make it a little bit more like, to give it more feel, to make it feel like, a little bit more alive and whatnot. Like, cause even like Kendrick did, his fucking song where it's very dry piano. But I'd say like to really make it, and I think it would sound better in a track like this that's really vibey and wavy. I put a little bit of reverb on the piano, just to kind of like it'll sit in the beat more, and it might not come off quite as loud if it's a little, if it's a little wet. So I would just say, but either way, like if you're not the one that like if you don't have control of that, whatever, then that's cool. It sounds pretty good. I thought that the song was a vibe.
Definitely a vibe. Absolutely a vibe.
There has been somebody calling us throughout the entire podcast tonight. From two different numbers, one from Dodge Center and one from Rochester. And I'm going to leak them right now. So,
boom.
You shouldn't have done this. Okay, you ready? You ready for this right now? You ready for this? I don't care if they're dummy numbers. If they're dummy numbers, then you shouldn't care. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first number is 507-208-1258. The second number is 507-418-7604. 507-418-7604. Saying things like, hello, Dark Gems. Hello, Blake Shepard. Are you sure you want to do this? And all this other stuff. So
I'll speak for the man. He is 100% sure he wants to do this. I don't know what this specifically is, but he does.
He does, and he is 100% Blake Shepard.
Yeah, I've taken like 6 different calls from those two numbers throughout the night, so I don't really feel bad leaking it,
Leaked.
Shouldn't have been prank calling
Thank God
me.
for
Shouldn't have been using
unlimited
my number
minutes.
for things that are not,
right?
supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right.
no, my
Up next, we have
his
a
age.
submission by the one and only Joel. Campos, aka MCJ.
Ooh. That little piano flourish right there. That.
In 8th grade, I wrote lyrics to deal with the pain because so many things ran through my brain. All this negativity rushed through my veins, and I have so much to fully explain. In elementary, I was such an outcast. I struggled so much just to find my own path. Even though those days are stuck in the past, it still runs on my head and haunts my ass. Every time that I put on my headphones, I put myself in a certain time zone. I hear the beat and I start to set the tone and forget about the stuff running through my phone. The first time that I listened to Biggie, something about his lyrics really truly spoke to me. It helped me, made me feel alive and break free. It made me feel like all diamond like royalty. Keep it real, I don't wanna pop no seal, cause I know a lot of people don't understand how I feel. Breaking rhymes like I'm losing my time. They don't understand, cause they know I gotta stick to the grind. Keep it real, I don't wanna pop no seal, cause I know a lot of people don't understand how I feel. Breaking rhymes like I'm losing my time. They don't understand, cause they know I gotta stick to the grind. I don't make time for no silly hoes, because I'm dedicated to rock my first show. While I'm rocking the stage with my flow, I'm gonna let each and every individual know that it's my time to get up and start to shine, because I'm sticking to my year-long grind. And if you don't listen to when it's game time, the world is gonna leave you far from behind. I'll give you appreciation to those who treat me well, instead of judging me based on my personal wealth. Even though I don't got the best mental health, I'm keeping my soul clean so I don't go to hell. And if you think I'm not worthy to live, just think about the things that I have to give, and all the work that I gotta fucking put in to help everyone find their own gift. Keep it real, I don't wanna pop no seal, cause I know a lot of people don't understand how I feel. Breaking rhymes like I'm losing my time. They don't understand, cause they know I gotta stick to the grind. Keep it real, I don't wanna pop no seal, cause I know a lot of people don't understand how I feel. Breaking rhymes like I'm losing my time. They don't understand, cause they know I gotta stick to the grind.
Let's go. Mr. J, Mr. MCJ, did you make that beat? Because
I bet you did.
I bet he did, and I fucking enjoyed it. That piano melody, see, that feels like it was still a little dry like the last song, but it felt more played. Like it felt more like I could listen to this in a room and it doesn't feel so like, you know, computerized. So like I like the way it sit on the beat. The drums were cool. I love the energy. The energy was really great. It's really upbeat. I love the songs where it's like you can really get upbeat like that. I think that just like as you make more music, as you keep doing things and doing what you're doing, I feel like you're gonna get even better and better at like, you know, like their delivery and everything like that, and just like the process, because you know you've done a lot of good shit.
This is from his first album, by the way, so this is an older track.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was gonna say like I feel like the mixes have gotten a lot better since then.
Right.
But the beat was cool. Like I love that piano, like the way it sit on the beat. The drums were cool, and especially this being from your first project, like shit. I want to, you know, every song that you know we get a submission from MCJ. It just I feel like it's always like I never am like damn I don't like this, but I always feel like, you know, man, what's this guy gonna sound like 5 years from now? You know, what is this guy gonna sound like a couple years down the line when you just like you really got like that shit, that science down? Because I feel like all the songs that I've heard from you, I love like the vibes that you're going for and everything like that. It's just there's little things that it's like I would tweak here and there, like, you know, little things with like the delivery, maybe a little things with the mix, a little things here and there. But it's like I feel like every new song that we get from you, we get a little bit more of that, and we get closer to like, you know, the potential where we're going, you know. And also, I thought the hook was cool. I thought the lyrics were cool on this. I did like the flow. I thought there were some spots where it was like maybe it was a little like, just practicing the delivery and getting things out and feeling like natural on the beat definitely benefits, because I know it's a lot of work when you're making the beat, you're rapping, you're doing all this together, you're mixing it probably. It's a lot of work, but just if you're gonna do all that stuff, it's okay. Take your time and just just take your time making the shit. If you need to take a couple takes, that's okay. Like some songs I'll take 2 takes on, 1 take on. Some songs I'll take 50 takes on. Just to get to that 1 take where it's it's magical. So just keep on making shit, and yeah, fucking good vibe overall.
That's an excellent piece of advice. I love hearing that from another creative, that, it doesn't always have to be first take. It can be the 58th take. It can be the 500th take. It seems like it's something you can put down on a Monday and come back to it Monday of next month, and all of a sudden it just flows so fucking smooth. That might be the one to lay down. Again, strictly as a fan's ear, again, not somebody that produces music, just somebody that enjoys the culture and enjoys the noise. Guys, I have so many new artists to check out on the ride home. I have so many new artists to bump. It's not even funny. Thank you all for submitting your tracks, for putting yourself out there, for taking the time. As much as these two guys to my left and my right want to tear you down, they talk big, but my God, they're out here trying to build the Rochester Red Light District. They're out here trying to build a label and a brand and a name. It's just like building a s'more. I'm going to bring it back to building s'mores again.
I'm going to need a s'more after this.
He's going to need a s'more after this. We're going to stop by the local gas station. Dabo Fly started s'mores?
No, he started this whole s'more topic because he was like, man, we need a s'more bar in Raj.
Dabo Fly. Bow down to Dabo Fly and his need for s'mores bars.
Bow down. Ice Cube.
Mr. Shepard, what are your thoughts on that last track, my friend?
His flow has got improved a lot since then, actually.
I noticed that a lot.
I wouldn't even say that's a demonstration of his best flows currently, but classic MCJ stuff. He does the production all the way through from front to back from scratch, and he puts together a good product. So there's not even shut up, Dave.
Stuck at work till 11. He says can't get no s'mores.
There's not even much more to put on top of that, really. Except for the fact we're going to be adding a s'mores bar to the Roch Red Light. # Roch Red Light.
Edibles, s'mores. Oh, next level. Oh, wow. We just leaked the secret. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Anyways.
By leaked it, he means advertised it ahead of time.
9:33 p.m. So we're at last call for submissions.
Well, these are the last 2 that we got. So
he's calling.
They're by their alter ego and their alter ego. This first one is called Falling Back, unmixed.
Unmixed, so I'm going to talk about how trash the mix is.
Yep, pretty much.
Boo, we're judging you already.
He put that on there because he's like, I don't want Blake to critique the mix, man.
That's exactly why he's going to critique it more.
Submit one more, fuck it.
No, don't. Yeah, Riggs, I've been looking, after every submission, I look through here and I check to see the pending, and there is no pending things, my guy. Unless it is going to magically come through a week fucking later, which is why we're going to do it on the website. So if it's there, just tune in next week, we'll get it played. And yeah. Anyway.
Technologies.
I'm staring at my phone, waiting for your call, but the silence lingers. I feel like I'm about to fall. Used to be so close, now we're drifting apart. In this toxic love, it's tearing at my heart. I'm falling back, slowly fading away. In this empty space, where did we go astray? I'm holding on to these thoughts of you, but I'm falling back. that's what you mean to me. We used to laugh the days away like we were meant to be. Picture me with someone else living a life of luxury. But a life without love is not a life for me. I'm falling back, slowly fading away.
There it is.
Space. Where did we go astray? I'm holding on to these thoughts of you. But I'm falling back, cause I'm missing you. Maybe we're just caught up in this chaos called life. Maybe if we tried again, all the wrongs could be right. I can't help but wonder if we could run it back. Cause I would give it all just to have you back.
Baby, let's just try again, cause I'm falling back. Without you in my life, shit will be whack. So I'll ask you again, will you be mine? Already asked you and why, but I mean it this time. I know we had some issues, but only time will tell. If we can fight to fix some more, it becomes a hell. I'll sit here waiting for a text, a call on myself. Patient, especially for you, I'll wait, you know I will. But for now, I'm falling back in a void of mistakes. But you know I would do anything for you. I'll do whatever it takes. But for now,
I'm falling back, slowly fading away. In this empty space, where did we go astray? I'm holding on to these thoughts of you. But I'm falling back, cause I'm missing you. I'm falling back, slowly fading away. In this empty space, where did we go astray? I'm holding on to these thoughts of you. But I'm falling back, cause I'm missing you.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Alter Ego, man, coming out with that fucking bop music, coming out with that like late night, end of the summer music, like I like it. This is the first song like that I've heard from you that it's like straight singing. And I think that it sounds pretty fucking cool. I think that, yeah, obviously the mix is not done yet, but it doesn't sound terrible as a non-mixed song. I feel like I'm looking forward to it when it is mixed for sure. I like it. I like the, you know, the harmonies that you got with the falsetto vocals in the background. I know that you've done that on other songs, but I thought that it mixed in well with this song, and that it was just like, you know, it added a little bit of something. I like that the more I listen to the stuff that you put out, the more I'm like, okay, this is the style he's doing. Like, you got a style that's like, at first I was like, you know, you sounded cool, but I was like, you know, yeah, I kind of heard some stuff like this. But now it's like, the more that I hear it, it's like, the more that I feel like, oh no, this is the alter ego. So I like it. I like the, you know, the pop potential for songs like this. So, up. I do feel like maybe I need to kind of really. I do feel like we could have had a little bit more variation in the verse as far as the delivery goes. Maybe a little bit more variation versus like the hook, because kind of like the same as that other song. It's like, yeah, I get that you're kind of keeping like the thing going with kind of the vibe and like the delivery of the verse after the hook. But I also kind of feel like we could probably have gotten, you know, we can get more like, you know, I want to hear you switch it up. I want to hear you like give me that bass in your, I want to hear you like, you know, add some different inflections and shit. But even then, like, it's just a little critique because it sounds good. It's a good sounding song, and I'm really looking forward to what the mix is going to sound like when you're done with that bitch.
100% agreed. I've been mentioning this to Blake over the last handful of weeks. I need to have access to y'all's instrumentals. I need a playlist. And it's not a critique, it's no hate, it's no shade.
It's good beat
on
choice.
The lyrics or what's being said or how it's being delivered at all. But man, some of these beats have my head just nodding from literally the moment that white boy throws it up. Like it's not a matter of that's not really my thing. Here, let me get into it, and because I'm on camera. No. It's something enjoyable. There needs to be access to just the instrumentals for when we're feeling like we just need something chill, or we need something upbeat and fun, or we need something low and moody. There's the potential there for just another stream of revenue. There's potential there for another fan base. There's just throw out some instrumentals, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Just throw out some instrumentals.
But it's got good crossover potential, and I like that. We're spreading out where it's the hottest fucking scene in the Midwest.
Indeed.
Like Shepard?
I thought he was gonna hit some air horns for that. There we go. Hey, I always like a good Dario Party and Alter Ego collab. I like the beat for this one. It's the club. It's me.
Y'all
It's
always
the
sound
brand.
good together, though.
Yeah. They blend really well together stylistically. I think as a critique for this one, your flows are a little bit too similar. So it drops me out a little bit, I guess, because if you add that flow switch up near the middle of the song, whoa.
Oh yeah, that
You know
was
what I'm
cool.
saying?
Like that little bridge part right there,
Yeah.
where it dropped. I like that because it's like it broke it up. So it's like I kind of wanted more of that, you know?
No, yeah, that was necessary, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, the way they both approach their first verse on there is very similar.
Yep, exactly.
And I would say, just as a critique, they could switch it up if they wanted to bring more variance to the track itself.
And especially as like when you got a feature on there, it's like, it's like I could hear Dario Party's like voice, but like you said, it's like it kind of stayed consistent, and you want to gel, of course, because you're creating a song together, and I dig that. But like you want to also like define and stick out, like as you want to step up on the song, and we're like, oh shit, this is adding that flavor. You don't want to get on a song and add something that the artist would be able to supply themselves. You want to come on there and add some seasoning on there that only you can add onto the track. You want to gel with them, but you also want to make sure that you stand out as like individual. And I thought that both of y'all sounded good, but I just felt like especially when you get into those melodic songs, it's easy to kind of like follow the melody. Just kind of like break that shit down sometime.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Up next, we have the last submission for the evening. It is another submission by Alter Ego. It looks like this one is... haven't heard much from him in a while, but a Chopstick.
Ayo.
Seeing him at like Urban Lights and Taco Tuesday and stuff like that up in the cities, so... cool to finally like see him working with some of the 507 homies. We're merging. So this one is called Falling, featuring Alter Ego. Let's get it.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. I just keep on falling and falling when I'm alone. I can hear it calling and calling out on my phone. I'll go through it all just to get a bigger coat, just to get a bigger watch, just to get a better home. I just keep on falling and falling when I'm alone. I can hear it calling and calling out on my phone. I'll go through it all just to get a bigger coat, just to get a bigger watch, just to get a better hoe. I said I can never stop, this is already hard to go. I said do not doubt the kid, all I touch trying to go. I saw I'm already at the end of my road. Let go, fucking hope. Falling to my death in my life, I don't know. So I'll keep on getting faded in this healthy cooler. Every day I make it real, every on I need umbrella. Trying to kill all my demons, but inside I got hella. But I just keep on falling and falling when I'm alone. I can hear it calling and calling on my phone. I go through it all just to get a bigger coat, just to get a bigger watch, just to get a better home.
I just keep on falling and falling, is this the end? Trying to keep my head up, but I feel like I can't stand. Smoke to take the pain away, liquor in my
Cruz,
hand.
shout out
Temporary
Cruz.
healing, but I know this ain't the plan. I just keep on falling and falling, God, I need help. Devil knocking on my door, trying to take me to hell. But I ain't gonna let him, no matter how hard I fell. I'ma live my life for me and have some stories to tell. But I just keep on falling and falling when I'm alone. Trying to build up a future, don't wanna live for others but for my own. Steady days just sitting here, feeling rooms with the smoke. Thinking about the future, what they gonna bring when I'm gone. Just keep on falling and falling since the end. Trying to keep my head up, but I feel like I can't stand. Smoke to take the pain away, liquor in my hand. Temporary healing, but I know this ain't the plan.
I just keep on falling and falling alone. I can hear you calling on my phone. I go through it all just to get a bigger rush, just to get a bigger rush, just to get a bigger coat. I just keep on falling and falling alone. I can hear you calling on my phone. I go through it all just to get a bigger coat, just to get a bigger rush, just to get it better.
Oh yeah, man. Riggs said it well. That hook is a bop. Who's the artist? AE. Wait, who's the? Oh, Chopsticks is the. Oh, okay, I get it now. I thought Chopsticks was the made of the. Okay, I get it now. Okay. I really like that merger there, man. That I like the ending like bridge hook that they had in there. The energy they had when they put it together. Alter Ego's like accent to his vocal was really, really nice. The opening verse from Chopsticks was a little bit rough, but it kind of makes sense because if he kept the same energy he did in the last hook, it wouldn't make much sense. But overall, that's a good song, man. That's a really good song. Hopefully he drops it on the project.
I agree. That is a beautiful track there. The energy of every verse layered upon the one that played before it, right? We started off mellow and moody, and then it felt like we were getting a little angry, and then the instrumentals picked up to kind of match that energy, and then it just ended with layers and layers of more. Whether the intention was anger or passion overall, man. Again, from a fan's ear, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, both of you.
Yeah, I thought that it was fire. I mean, I liked a lot of things about it. One thing that kind of worked to the benefit of this song have just very different chopsticks. I thought that maybe the mix was a little bit rougher than in like the unmixed song.
Okay.
And maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just I felt like as soon as like Alter Egos came in, it sounded like it was more like it was higher in the mix. Now, obviously, with the energy and stuff kind of like building up at the end, I felt like it was more even. I almost felt like the mix evened out more, like at least the mix of the vocals to the beat and to each other kind of evened out more towards the end when it was y'all going back and forth, and I really like that. I really like the vibe and the energy and like, you know, the mood and the message of the song. Like right away, like as soon as I heard the guitar, I really liked the way the beat hits. I thought the chopsticks sounded good actually. Like I really liked the way the first verse sounded. Like I thought that maybe it's the mic, or maybe it's the mix on his verse and his vocals. But like I felt like that left a little bit to be desired. Like maybe, you know, with a better microphone, with a better kind of recording setup, it's gonna sound really ill. But I also thought that it sounded like fucking good. Like as soon as the vocals came in, I was like, okay, like it's a good melody. I like the way it follows the beat, and I love the way. See, that was an example of like both of their voices are different enough where like when Alter Egos came on and he kind of kept that same melody, I was like, well, okay. It was like it didn't feel like too similar. But that's also a thing that can kind of play against it too, because like I noticed more of like the difference in like the level of the verse, maybe like the level of the vocals. Maybe it was just that like you got Alter Egos who's like a little bit more like his voice is a little bit higher pitched. So maybe that kind of made it stick out a little bit against Chopsticks, but I thought that it was good. I thought that the vocals and the deliveries were good. I liked the lyrics. And yeah, I thought that it was a dope song. I really like the hook. The hook is a bop for sure, especially going into the end. It's like it felt like, you know, a well put together song. I think the first song in some ways, like I liked it better. Like I love like the pop potential of it, and I thought it was like really super catchy. But I will say like the hook on this song is like it's going. Like that shit is like I could hear that like real going like, you know, up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think, Dan? You want to do one more? Two more. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh snap.
Two more submissions. Alter Ego once again.
Alter Ego with the three-peat.
Three-peat.
Yeah, I think that's the first hat trick in Dark Gems podcast history.
That's history.
It's history right there. Alter Ego holds the record for most submissions. We all recorded this during the pod.
Wait,
that's what I'm fucking talking about, bro.
That's what I'm
That's
fucking
what I've been waiting for.
That's what we're
Yo
asking.
sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie, pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir. Yo sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie, pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir contando a mi amigo y a los otros lo echan al piso. Empiezan a hablar mierda y se convierten en mi enemigo. Me quedo tranquilo para evitar un fatigo. Aquí yo tengo mi pana que se llama Alter Ego. Veo, pero no me estoy moviendo. Tanta mierda que yo me paso haciendo. Gente mala tirándome de lejos, deseando que yo me caiga al suelo. Pero yo sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie. Pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir. Yo sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie. Pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir.
I'ma go ahead and shoot her this shit like I'm playing R6. Yeah, I'ma go ahead and do me the dodge like the Matrix. Yeah, you just a hater, just a little fucking bitch. I'ma put your ass up in the ground for talking all that shit. You just a hater, they call me the Sith. I'm slicing and dicing them just like Vader. Gotta practice this shit. I'm running up bands, so just buy me a car. Yeah, a car that drifts. Wait till you haters fucking see this bitch. I'm feeling rich. Yeah.
Yo sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie, pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir. Yo sigo aquí y nunca voy a bajar por nadie, pero estos haters siguen hablando de mí. De mí. Esos haters se van a morir.
Yeah, they see me shining, they can't comprehend. They got envy in their eyes, cause they just pretend. I got haters on my dick trying to bring me down. Yeah, I'm a legend in the making, had to steal the crown. They say I'm too emotional, they say I'm too soft. I wear my heart on my sleeve, that's the way I'm told. All my niggas loyal, so they can't be bold. All these haters fake, they tryna knock me off. Haters gonna hate, cause that's the way that goes. I'ma keep on ballin' like I'm D Rose. I put all my hoes in designer clothes. Yeah, it's all on me, cause I'm Dario.
Project Fuego, featuring Alter Egos and Dario Party. Yeah, you want to start off?
Fuego. Yeah. I thought that was ill. I enjoyed that shit, and you know, I love the way we go from the hook to the first verse. I thought that it was a good transition. Sorry, I'm allergic to feedback sometimes. So I thought that all of the performances were pretty enjoyable. I thought that, like, you know, Alter Egos sounded like a little bit lower in the mix comparatively, or maybe it was just something about the mix. Like, I couldn't hear, at least at the very beginning of it, I felt like I couldn't hear the lyrics as like clearly as like I could hear the others. But at the same time, I thought it sounded really good. I love the addition to it. I feel like on the hook, those vocals, who is the main artist? Who is the hook? And like, who is doing that first verse? That's Fuego. Hey, Fuego sounded good. Like
you can drop the link in the chat or something. I don't know. I'm not running the submissions.
I'm fucking with the delivery. Obviously, you know, for the listeners, not everybody's gonna like necessarily speak Spanish, but like fire, and it's like it fills its position really well. I thought the one thing on Fuego's vocals was that it would benefit from a little bit of reverb because it was really forward in the mix. Felt like it's like hitting you in the face. Where it's
see, I loved that. I enjoyed that.
See, the thing is, I enjoyed it for the most part, but like I felt on the hook, like especially on like kind of the singing part, like the little vocal line, I felt like it felt kind of dry, and it made me either wanted to have like I wanted to either have some kind of like effects on that, or I wanted to have some kind of like whether it's like doubling or it would be like a reverb or something to kind of separate it a little bit, because I felt like that was kind of like a missed opportunity. I did think that it sounded like, you know, good that, you know, the vocals are present in the beat, in the mix, and you hear it really well. I love the energy of all of that, but I just mean like just from a mixing perspective and whatnot, I feel like a little reverb would help it sit into the mix a little bit more. And yeah, but like, no, that shit was cold as fuck. Like, I really enjoyed it, especially, you know, like, you know, as kind of like a Spanish rap trap banger. Like, that shit really delivered. The hook was really good. I just felt like I wanted it to, like, if I were sitting there and mixing it, I'd be like, I'd make that hook.
Okay.
Like, as far as like, it's not like the lyrics, but like, as far as the sound, whether it's making it wider, whether it's adding like a little bit of like, you know, affected vocals. Actually, in the second time, I think it might have been the second repetition of the hook where we kind of had some of like, you know, we have some more vocals reinforcing that. I felt like it added more to it, and there was like more complex because of that. And I liked the second repetition of the hook a little bit better because of that.
See, this is, again, as a fan, this is what I appreciate. I'm going to go back and take a second listen to some of these tracks here with the opinion of someone here that does this for a living and for, you know, trying to put food on the table. Again, I don't pick up on all that right away, but hearing those kind of critiques, again, not throwing negativity down, not trying to tear anybody down, but just...
No, he should. He is.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, if we're going to tear him down, then we're going to break his fucking kneecaps, and he's never going to walk again. I don't know if he's going to be...
2 modes.
Just kidding. All the love. But, I mean, if we're going to go for it, we're going to go for it, so...
Yes. 5 stars for that feedback.
Have we figured out the rig scenario? Because I now owe him some money, I think.
No, it doesn't show up. I've showed it on stream.
I got weak knees.
I showed it on stream. I've been refreshing this entire time. There's nothing.
Did you get a link at least?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So tune in next week, and
Riggs,
maybe it'll
I'm gonna
show
refund
up.
you, and we're gonna figure out what's going on here.
And we're gonna get multiple submissions. Send in more than one. Then we'll fucking
No, because
we'll
they're
do
not
the alter
working.
ego.
Don't send in more than one. Stop sending in submissions if it doesn't work.
Well, not today. I mean, like in the future.
Well, see, next week we're gonna do it through the website. So, hell
Again,
yeah!
it's gonna be
Shout out
flawless.
to Alter Ego and Fuego. Let's
Fuego!
go.
Fuego!
Yeah.
All right. Very last submission for the evening now.
Oh.
For sure.
Last one.
He said, since everybody has something to say about this song, this is Dogs, Girls, and Whiskey by the one and only Da Boy Fly.
He's gonna send it in when I have the nicest panel of all time. Not of all time. Is it of all time?
All
Maybe.
time.
Oh, God, I'll take that feedback. Nicest panel of all time. What is this, episode number...
That's a high bar. This is Minnesota.
Yo, yeah, I got me a golden doodle named Otis, and I got a black doodle named Seth. I was drinking black coffee when I wrote this. Both of my dogs hate taking a bath, and there's too much wild turkey in my cup, man, I really can't handle it. I don't need to drink whiskey every night of the week, man, it's really not average. Then I go get vominos like I'm Dora. Can't remember nothing like Dory. Half of my life, I always had me a buzz and a Woody. So my life's just like Toy Story. I'm sorry, my life's a party, no Jerry Springer. Waving at the world with the middle finger. Sorry, homie, I'm a little stinker. And it's going down like a lead sinker in the water, homie.
Hallelujah for dogs, girls, and whiskey. 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 Sipping a Coors like Johnny Lawrence. There's no mercy. I got whiskey bottles in my tool shed in case I get thirsty. In my backyard working, my dirty, my black Adidas. Neighbors heard all the noise, but that's just my golden retrievers. And I'm way too cocky, that's what they all say. What you expect? My dog's name is Kanye. I got the campfire rolling like it's Pompeii. Whole neighborhood staying up until the brighter day.
Where's, by the way?
I was grinding
That's
too
his
long
most
for the
iconic
life I
line.
live. Wifey cooking spicy in the
Expect
kitchen. That's
my
how
dog's
nice she
name
is.
is
Taking
Kanye.
vacation in places that make you seasick. Your sister want me, but I'm prettier than she is. Hallelujah for dogs, girls, and whiskey. Hallelujah for dogs, girls, and whiskey. Hallelujah for dogs, girls, and whiskey. Hallelujah for dogs, girls, and whiskeys.
You guys need to make more music together. That's my take. Because
I like that.
I know Chris went to go to Debo's studio to record that, and when it's mixed together, like their flows sound really, really good together, especially since they were influenced by the same generation. So yeah, that's my overall take. It's a great video. The style of the song, yeah, a lot of people are gonna say it's fucking questionable because you're low key making a country trap, melodic pop rap. Like it's a whole
Honestly,
lasagna casserole of genres there, really.
I like that about that. Honestly, especially in, like listen to it again, like, I enjoyed it the first.
I enjoyed it the most listening to it just now.
Yeah,
actually.
like I really did enjoy it, like I've heard it before, but I feel like I didn't really sit down and really take in the video. I thought that was great. I think that's actually a really smart move, especially being in a place like Minnesota, working where I work and doing the things that I've done. I've seen that is super marketable here, and there's a lot of people that like songs in that vein and in that like songs in that vein, in that kind of genre, that are way worse, that are more mainstream. Like I totally understand like how y'all got the streams and how y'all got like the love that you got out of that song. I actually think that might be my favorite Dable Fly performance, honestly. I feel like, very strong. Flow was really good the whole time. I like the hook. The hook is really good. I like the way that you came kind of like double time flow. I thought that shit is dope. Yeah, I thought that both of y'all sound good. Both sounds really good. Y'all just you connect really good on that, and it's a good collaboration that is super like that shit should go gang. Like what I was thinking, I was like, this shit should go gang. This part of like, yeah, we want to have like hard shit. We have the real rapidy rap shit, have like the bangers and all that stuff. Kind of its own banger. I feel like country rap and shit like that is gonna be shit that's around anyway, so I'd rather, if I'm gonna have to be around it and if I'm gonna have to partake in it, I would at least want it to be.
Yes.
Like if I'm gonna have to hear some country boy playing some shit out of his fucking lift the truck, I want to at least like not fucking hate it. I absolutely do not hate this. Really enjoy the song. It's probably one of the best songs in that genre. So and I mean that wholeheartedly. I think that is one of the best songs that I've heard in that genre, because I've heard a lot of like similar shit. Sounds like tired, and they just sound low-key racist. And this is not that. So thank you, C-Bo, thank you, Debo, for giving us a fucking country rap banger about your dogs.
Absolutely. Dabo, that was beautiful. That was so much fun. That was my favorite video of the night. Everybody out there listening, everybody out there watching, please go spread that track, go spread that video around. I want to see those boys playing up at the Minnesota State Fair in 2025. I want to see them repping the Rochester Red Light District in 2025.
100%.
I want to see some black and purple cowboy hats with some world title belts that are doing nothing but holding Modelo's.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That was so much fun. I could see that song being played live. I could see an acoustic cover of that song. I could see remixes of that song. That's where it's at. That one was so much fun. Thank you for making that. Thank you for submitting it. Thank you for sharing it. Keep it the fuck up.
And honestly, yeah, like I didn't really think about that, but Minnesota State Fair would be a great place for that. Like, yeah, they got like, you know, great Young Gravy up there and stuff like that. Which is cool and all, but like I feel like this kind of fits. Like, yeah, people love, you know, Gravy, but I feel like, you know, if you came up with some shit like this, hypothetically viral enough, that shit, it would very well at a place like the even if you were just doing, say, like, you know, the Olmsted County Fair, that low, I feel like that would do. Yeah, fuck.
Like you said, who can't relate to something, if not everything, in that song?
Yeah, I mean, at least living. No, maybe you can't. I feel like that's like.
Right.
Maybe you don't like dogs. Okay. Maybe you
All
don't
right,
like
maybe you're a
drinking.
cat
All right.
person. All right, maybe you're straight edge.
You don't like girls though?
Yeah, okay. I mean,
I don't
fine.
know.
I ain't judging, but you know.
If you're a girl, you should like, you know, you should like girls too. And if you're a dude, you know, you should like girls. If you're a gay dude, you should still like girls. Like I feel like it's a win-win. So even if you don't like dogs or whiskey, come on. And all together, I feel like that's a fucking trio. Like Shepard, we know that you've heard the song.
I like it more now for. Oh, I think it's 8.
Yeah, I think it has.
Because like when he first put it out, I don't even know if I told him this or not. When he first put it out, it just sounded like rough around the edges vibe-wise, and now it doesn't as much. And maybe it's because I've heard more of Dabo's music, but I don't know. The mix is good. It's all around really solid track. So, yeah.
Air horn as fuck.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, shout out to Riggs because he's been in the chat the entire time, and I don't know what's wrong with our submission system. It's changing to the website next week, so I can't say what happened wrong technicality wise, but I will figure out the monetary situation and we'll get you on the show next week if you're still interested. As far as everything overall, we are on tour starting next week, July 21st at Underground Music Venue. You can get your tickets now at www.darkgemsintl.com. That is me, Jay Havoc, and Dabo Fly on the No Way Out tour here in the Midwest, starting out in Minneapolis. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. We're at 107 subscribers on Dark Gems INTL YouTube. We're at about like 1,057 cult members on the Instagram at Dark Gems INTL. So follow and subscribe both pages where we're most active. And if you would like to submit next week, the link is always in the description. We usually post that link earlier in the day, Wednesday 7 to 10 p.m. is when we're live. And that is all for us. So we're going to check out for the night.
Peace. Love y'all.